off and rolling. Here on a Thursday, March 26th, another drop-dead gorgeous day in Denver, Colorado with so much to talk about. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, man? My mic went limp for a second. It might need some ED work, man.
Yeah, it's a Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
What's going on, man?
Man, we have so much to get to today.
We do.
Truly so much.
Too much.
And a good conversation about the Rockies, right off the top, opening day for them tomorrow. Of course, they can't open up with the rest of the league. They have to be like this redheaded stepchild. It's like you're the last to start.
It's the Rockies.
And I swear this happens almost every year with them.
They want the attention. And you know what? They need the attention. And I want them to have the attention. Maybe they go out there and they have a good game. They win. Kyle Freeland does a great job like he did last year.
He was great last year.
Have another game like that to start the year off the right way. Let's do it.
Yeah. So we'll obviously preview more of that a little bit later in the show, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow. The game's going to be on while we're on the air, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think it's on the air when we're live, I think. I think it's tomorrow afternoon. I'll double-check on that in just a second. Oh, it's 5:10. Okay, so just a tail end of the show. It'll be next Friday that it's the 2:10 start.
Yeah.
I may or may not be here. We'll see. We'll see.
I've been hearing that. I also heard it might be cold out there.
Oh man, I don't know, man. We'll see. But so we'll get to that. But man, the Nuggets are officially streaking. I think when you win 4 games in a row, you're officially on a win streak. And I suppose maybe with 3, but 4, it's official. And the Nuggets edged the Mavericks last night. First 4-game win streak since January 11th through the 17th. It had just turned over till 2026. That's a long time ago. All right. But last night was no ordinary win. I was in the building for this puppy. And, man, it was a special night for multiple reasons, Phil.
Well, I want to know this because you said, hey, it's no ordinary win, no ordinary night. Because why? You were there?
No.
You were there?
No.
CB in the building?
I've been to a bunch of games this year. It's certainly not that. It's
taking video? I mean, you were shooting video. Was it Klay Thompson?
Yep. I love Klay Thompson.
Smooth as butter when he shoots.
Dude, I'm watching this guy. This guy's been in the league for 1,000,000 years. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He hasn't needed to dribble a basketball to have that status in years. And the way Klay Thompson goes about the meticulous nature of his warm-up, you just realize that, well, it's not an accident, that you had all this success, that you're still dedicated to the process this much.
Routine.
It's just, it was so cool to see. And I will share some stuff time to time on my Instagram, more of it when the playoffs come, and I'll start doing a whole lot of that. But, I mean, Jamal Murray, let's just, actually, I'm going to be honest. I don't know exactly where to start. Like, Jamal Murray going for 53 on 68% shooting probably is the lead, right?
You would think.
But you have Jokic going for 23, 21, and a franchise record 19 assists.
It should have been 20. I thought P. Watt was going to come down with that and one, have that assist, have the 20. I thought that was going to be the case, man.
Yeah, it wasn't, though. If he got another assist, it would have been the most assists in NBA history with the least amount of turnovers. I mean, Joe, so...
But well, let's start. Where do you want to start? Because
Jamal.
You do have
Jamal.
You have Jokic, and then I'm not going to let you forget about my boy P. Watt.
Oh my gosh,
Mr. Watson.
Man, just so fun. There's so many layers to this.
All right, so Jamal.
But let's start with Jamal. Jamal Murray was blistering. He was surface of the sun. He was volcanic last night. You can get to 53 several different ways. But to do it on 19 of 28 shooting, 68% from the field, he took 6 total free throws. Bam Adebayo, take notes.
Oh, no.
I was in a war last night. Oh, I was in a war. I was in them trenches.
Adebayo,
Dude,
why? What's going on?
So I texted my buddies last night. I'm in like a basketball group chat with guys I used to hoop with, and
they let you back in.
I said, Jamal Murray scoring 53 points on 19 of 28 shooting, which is 68%, and shooting 6 free throws is more impressive to me than Bam Adebayo scoring 83 on less than 50% shooting and setting the free throw record in the NBA's history.
How could you argue that, though?
I mean,
but why? Because like if you watch that game, the Heat game, that is,
yeah.
and how many times that man went to the free throw line, and the way that they were trying to get this guy to the free throw line.
It was so unethical.
Ridiculous.
And that's what I'm saying. It's so unethical. It's not even in the galaxy of Kobe's 81.
No.
It's not even in the same galaxy. But I swear, I said this to my buddies too. So Jamal Murray had a 50-point game with no free throws. That's more impressive than Bam Adebayo scoring 83 and setting the NBA free throw record, makes and attempts. Like, to me, it's not even a discussion. But my buddies last night, it was just a war.
On one, huh?
It was just a war in our text thread. But obviously, way more important to that, Nuggets win their 4th in a row. Jamal Murray, this guy, I wouldn't argue it because I know in my heart that it doesn't make a ton of sense historically. But I could build an argument that Jamal Murray is the NBA's most improved player. Like, for a championship contender. And I know, again, I wouldn't argue it because in my heart I know that it doesn't work like that. But Jamal Murray has done everything that we have asked across the board. I was very, very, very critical of Jamal Murray.
Yes, you were.
And
yes, you were.
And if folks weren't critical of Jamal Murray, in my humble opinion, you weren't doing this job correctly.
But it's also, you were mad at my man for going to a UFC fight looking pudgy.
No, I thought it was uncharacteristic of a leader of a championship contender to leave his team on the road in Memphis and fly to New York City in the middle of a road trip. Yes, that is unusual. Even by NBA
unusual.
standards, that's
unusual. But I'm
unusual.
talking about the off season.
Yes.
Well, you were already upset with that, and I agree. You don't do that.
And there was 10 other things with Jamal.
And there was.
I mean, 10 other things that it's just like,
but my man was catching strays as he was on the off season about how pudgy he was and how fat he was.
Well, when you're out of shape and you're a max player, then yes, I'm going to be critical. But he has answered the bell in a way that you hoped he would, that he would feel convicted about his decision-making and leadership and just the status and within the organization and the weight that is on your shoulders.
Yeah.
The first thing David Adelman said when he took the job is, we need to be a more professional outfit. Who do you think he was thinking of?
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray. But he has answered the call. If I'm going to levy heavy criticism, warranted, at him, I need to give him his flowers and throw him bouquets after nights like last night and seasons like this. Career high field goal percentage, career high points per game, career high 3-point field goal percentage, career high assist. Jamal has met the moment in a way that has been lacking for 2 years, and I was happy and thankful that last night I got to be in the building and witness a performance like that for myself.
Well, the thing is, the points and how it went down, magnificent. But what really stood out about Jamal Murray was the way he was acting once he got going.
Sure.
The energy that was in that man's body that was going through the ball arena, going through the arena, right? You could just feel it. You felt what he was feeling. He knew he was going to be on. 33 points in the first half. You could tell in his head, he's like, dude, I'm about to go crazy. I'm going for 80. That's what was in his head. I guarantee you. And in my head, I'm like, is this dude going to try to go for 80? Because he was just on like that, and Jokic was feeding him. The teammates were feeding him. They were spreading out so that he had space. That step back.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, so smooth.
Dude, and this is why I said, this is why I started making the joke about the Harry Potter reference of Hermione's bag. That Hermione has the spell in Harry Potter where she puts an extender on her bag that whichever she needs, she can reach down in there, and it's a spell. And that I made that joke initially because how deep Jamal Murray's bag is. That dude, the step back threes, the pump fake threes, the fadeaways from the mid-range, finishing at the rim, the creativity with the handle. I mean, Jamal Murray, when he is on one like that last night, there is no one better in the NBA. Now, I'm not saying he's the 1A best over everyone else. What I am saying is there's no one better than him. Like, he's on an equal playing field with the best that walk this planet on nights like that. And he's going to be all NBA. Like, that's going to happen.
David Adelman, you heard him last night. He said,
I did.
There should be no argument about all NBA for our boy Jamal Murray.
No.
And there shouldn't be.
No.
He's already been an all-star. He's playing at a high level, or he has had to do a lot of the heavy lifting when Jokic went down and a lot of the guys went down. Now they're all starting to get healthy, but Jamal Murray is just on another level mentality-wise. Like, his mindset's just different. And then physically, he's ready for these moments.
Yes.
He is healthy.
Yes.
He's fast.
Yes.
He's slim. Man, let's get to this postseason. It's time.
And I saw something before the game in the tunnel that no one else could have seen last night. and it should have been an indication to me what was coming next, and I'll tell you what it is next.
Sure, the Thunder have SGA, the Lakers have Luka, the Spurs have Wemby. But at the end of the day, the Nuggets have one thing that the other teams don't. And that should give Nuggets fans a ton of optimism heading toward the postseason.
I know that there's a lot of questions, concerns, hopeful optimism when it comes to the Nuggets, but I want to remind everybody this. They've got Nikola Jokic, and everybody does not.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men about erectile dysfunction. Now, I know you hear that phrase and it can make you a little bit uncomfortable, okay, but what's more uncomfortable than hearing the phrase ED is actually living with it, all right? ED hurts intimacy. All right, it can create strain, frustration, distance. Do not let that happen, guys, because here's what I'll tell you. ED in 2026, it's almost a damn choice. All right, here's how I know. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they offer treatments, all right, with success rates well over 90%. All right, so 9 out of 10 guys, better than 9 out of 10, their treatments work. All right, so be one of the tens of thousands of men that they've helped across Colorado. All right, if ED is affecting you, it's time to get that closeness that you've been missing back. The initial visit is just $99. It includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, fellas, your visit's free. So stop living with ED. Call them 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for nearly 50 years, my firm has stood beside Colorado families after serious car accidents. With over $1 billion won, we know how to fight for you. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WillHiteWins.com. That's WillHiteWins.com.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan on March 27th at the Basketball Social House for a live broadcast from 2 to 6 p.m. with The Drive. The first of its kind sports bar and basketball suites experience is calling. Eat, drink, and catch every game on massive screens and shoot some hoops.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
What in the world is going on?
You didn't hear? You can get iPhone 16e at Cricket Wireless for $0 when you switch.
iPhone 16e for $0.
No way. Yeah, and it has Apple Intelligence so you can clean up your photos.
Clean up your photos!
Okay, but what's the hurry?
The offer ends soon.
What they said.
Switch to Cricket and get iPhone 16e for $0 with no activation fee. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line and port in on the $60 Supreme Unlimited plan. First month service charge and tax to its sale. Terms and restrictions apply. See store for details.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs change, kids grow, new memes will come out. But what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and a price that didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most. That finds and fixes any issue before you even notice them. It's like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. You get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices and no battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, your devices will be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings. So even though your kids will grow up, your internet is going to stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. Plus, get online in minutes with the same-day Wi-Fi. All with Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price, unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply, select plans only.
When production shifts, your workforce has to keep up. Express Employment Professionals is your best resource for hiring. Find your local team at expresspros.com and hire differently.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Fitness Gallery, selling the world's finest fitness equipment.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, just to continue the conversation that we were just having, because there's way too much meat on the bone to just move on. And
we didn't talk about Jokic yet. We didn't talk about P. Watt and Z. You were in the building.
Man, it was a special night to be there, you know. And some nights, man, they're just duds. They're just duds, and we've talked about so many of them, you know, through the year. Where I've actually said, like, man, I feel bad if you were there last night with a ticket, you know, with your family, and you pay all that money and to go down there and you see like an unprofessional approach, and it irritates me because I know what it takes for certain families to be there, and those are special nights. So but like last night, the shoe is on the other foot. Like, I don't know if you would trade that home game for any other home game on the season, and I'd have to take a look at it because there's some other good contenders. Yeah, but like to see one player go for 53 and another player go for 23, 21, and 19 in a way that has never happened in NBA history. So, like, think about that. If you were in the building last night or just watched it at home, you saw something that's never happened before. How many times do you get to say that as a sports fan?
Not often.
And so it was the first time in NBA history that a player had 50 points in one game and another had at least 15, 15, and 15. Jokic almost went for 20, 20, and 20.
And should have.
But, yeah, it was special. And, you know, I saw something last night before the game that could have been an indicator of what I was about to watch unfold. And I don't want to get carried away with this, but it is worth mentioning because it's not the first time. Do you remember last year, or was it last year in the playoffs or 2 years ago in the playoffs?
I want to say it was last year.
With Jamal's daughter out on the floor.
Last year.
Okay, so it was last year, and he ended up going crazy, right? Man, so I'm behind the scenes, you know, in the arena. Okay, and I'm in the hallway of the players' locker room. And in that same hallway is the family room for players' families. And I saw Jamal Murray. There was no one in the hallway but me, a security woman, and Jamal. And Jamal comes out of the hallway, and he's holding his daughter. When I tell you that Jamal Murray had the most incredible smile, like, there's one thing to smile, and then there's the other kind of smile where it takes up your entire face.
It brightens your day.
It literally took up his entire face, and he's holding his daughter, and it looked like it was the only thing in the world to him, and he's doing noses with her. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. We call Eskimo kisses.
Yeah.
Do it with Sophia all the time.
And he's walking down the hallway, and he's giggling with his daughter like a kid, and with a smile that took up his whole face. I'm not saying that Jamal Murray had a moment like that led him to have a game like that, but I am suggesting that he was in an incredible headspace to have that moment with his daughter, because these little kids of ours, they'll have 10 of those per day.
All the time.
If you're up for it, if you're in the headspace to do that, right? And sometimes we're not always in the headspace to do that. So, again, I'm not trying to reverse engineer this thing to a crazy degree. I'm not saying he went and played great because he was having that moment with his daughter.
No,
I'm saying
you're shedding light on what happened before the game.
He was in a very light headspace to have that moment minutes before tip-off with his daughter. And then, again, it didn't shock me because I've seen this before. And then he goes out there, and not only does he become an assassin, but you just referenced it before we went to break, how engaged he was with the crowd.
He was pumping the crowd up. He was yelling at the crowd. He was talking to himself. I'm like, that's the Jamal Murray I want to see. I know we're not going to see it every night, but when the postseason comes around, can you do that? We need that from you, where you just take over. You say, screw it. Nobody in here is messing with me. Nobody. And if he plays like that, Z, and Jokic plays like that, and of course they got to play defense, they can win. They can win it all.
Well, they certainly have the offense to do it. For as bad as their defense is, and it is putrid. I mean, last night was it was brutal. So there's no update on that front.
Yeah.
I mean,
We talked about that yesterday.
Yes. I mean, giving up 135 points to a team that had lost 23 of 27 is something special. But you want to know what it is? I think there's an element of this, and I'm not putting it all on this. But when your offense is that great, it's the best offense in the league. And guys, it's one of the best offenses statistically in NBA history. And when you have that level of greatness on offense, you can almost sometimes have an approach within a game that has arrogance to it, because you know how easy the offense comes.
So kind of dismiss certain things throughout a game where hey, we should be able to handle business just because of how good we are offensively.
Yeah, and when you can win a game 142 to 135, think about that score. 142 to 135.
I don't know. I started shaking in my boots a little bit come 4 minutes.
I mean,
the Mavericks were hanging around.
And they were. and when they were storming back, and it became like a 1-possession, 2-possession game. I forget what the exact score was. Who was it that hit a massive three-pointer to halt that momentum and reestablish control of the game? It was Payton Watson.
P. Watt. And he finished the game.
And he finished it.
That's telling you everything you need to know. And we've talked about it multiple times, but yesterday night, Payton Watson going for 21 points off the bench in 23 minutes because he's still ramping up.
Dude, in his second game back, are you kidding? That's how it looks? Dude, he shot 70%. The value of Payton Watson is so incredible. I'm not sure he's not currently the third most valuable player on this team.
Oh, you're ready to go that far?
I'm not sure. It's a debate in my head whether he's the third most important Nugget. That's how, because what he represents athletically, defensively, shot making, and shot creation.
Oh, Z, I can't go there. It's still AG. See, we tend to forget because AG didn't play last night.
Right.
If AG plays with P. Watt, the starting five.
I'm just saying it's a debate in my head.
And you know what? And you're not crazy for that.
He's that important.
P. Watt. That was his second game back. That was his second game back, and he looked like that. The one thing you asked for P. Watt to do in this next game, shoot the three a little bit better. What did that man do?
It's unbelievable.
He shot the three better.
Like clockwork.
Defensively, it's not just on him, it's on the whole team. But also, he's bringing the energy. That's something that the Denver Nuggets have been missing, is that energy that just goes through your team. And it's like, guys, let's wake up. Jamal brought it. P. Watt brought it. They're feeding off of each other. Jokic brought it in certain ways. He was feeding off of all that. And when they're all clicking at the same time, and then you add in Aaron Gordon, that spirit animal, man, that's a scary team to try to beat.
And now they're fully healthy. They're winning games. They've now won 7 of 9, 4 in a row. It was another clutch win.
Another one.
They're now 6-3 in their last 9 clutch games. I mean, so your
two-man game looking a lot smoother.
Yep, the two-man game is, and so Jokic's touch. So am I seeing all the hallmarks of an NBA champion? I'm not, because of the defense. But I'm starting to see a picture come into focus because of how great this offense is, that it's like, man, maybe they really have a shot still to do this. The whole thing. A team that I'm damn convinced is going to go win the whole thing is the Avs, and they're back on the ice tonight. What is the key to a perfect road trip? That's next.
As bad as the Broncos' run game was last season when J.K. Dobbins got hurt, and without upgrades to this point, could things actually be worse in the backfield next season?
Can we count on Dobbins to stay healthy? He hasn't been healthy. So he might play less games this year than he played last year. He actually played, I think it was 10 games last year.
10, yeah.
He played 10 games. He might not even make it to 10 games. So if he doesn't make it
that's
past
over his
10
average,
games,
yeah.
right, then no, it's probably gonna be worse.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, guys? If joint pain is slowing you down, stop trying to push through it. The professionalism at RegenRx's Denver clinic is on another level. These guys actually build a real plan for you. I'm talking about stem cell therapy for damaged joints, shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back going again. They map out exactly what you need. People always ask me, Phil, what should I expect at RegenRx? And I tell them simple, guys. Clarity. We all deserve a bit of clarity in our life. They walk you through every step. They're going to show you your options, and they even schedule a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. That's why I send people to regenrx.co. Go check them out for yourself. And listen, the consultation is completely free. Zero risk. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, RegenRx might be the answer for you. Go to regenrx.co, book that free consult, see if the stem cell therapy is the right move for you. If joint pain is holding you back from work, from the gym, from your kids, don't wait any longer. It's about quality of life. Invest in your future self so you can stay explosive, stay active, and stay present for your family. So give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 or visit them at regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
And if you could go for a deal, now get free medium fries with the purchase of any hot, juicy Quarter Pounder with cheese or new Big Arch. Just what your cravings ordered. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Thinking about upgrading your home's HVAC? Then Day and Night Mechanical Solutions of Denver can help and save you money. You may qualify for up to $20,000 in rebates through the Colorado HERE program and Excel Energy for energy-efficient heat pump systems. Day and Night Mechanical has the inside track on this program and will guide you through every step. Upgrade your HVAC and save big bucks. Visit dnmech.com. Act now while the offer lasts. Day and Night Mechanical Solutions. They fix it right, day and night.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 1043 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, the Avs are back on the ice tonight.
They are so back. Back.
They never left.
You're right.
This whole year, I mean, well, you know what? There was patches. There was patches when Landeskog wasn't around.
You know what? This is why Mike has to be hiding right now. You can't mess with Landy, dude. You can't mess with him. You just can't do it.
Oh, man. What do you think, Mike?
He has been an underachieving disappointment.
No, Mike.
Michael.
They actually win when he's in.
And they lose when he doesn't.
And they lose when he's not.
Tonight, Avs back on the ice, wrapping up a 4-game road trip that is currently perfect. The Avs are 3-0-0 on this trip. All right? It wraps up in Winnipeg against the Jets. I think this is a low-key, interesting game from a standpoint of you have a Jets team that is fighting for the second wild card. The second wild card is going to play the Avs. If the Jets played the Avs, I'd be picking the Avs to win, of course.
Most definitely.
And I don't think it'd be a very long series. But if there's one thing in hockey, with addition to special teams, that can neutralize things, it's a goaltender. And you just sort of run the risk of, and I know his playoff history isn't that great, but I've seen Connor Hellebuck when he is at the peak of his powers, and there might not be anyone better in the sport. We just saw it with the Olympics.
Exactly.
How many Veznas? I think he's got 3 Veznas. I mean, so I just, if I had my druthers, I would just not enter into that territory when a goaltender can stand on his head, and we've seen it over the history of hockey where, man, you can take a big gap from a 5-on-5 standpoint, and it gets neutralized because of someone like Connor Hellebuck.
No, you know what? See, there's not a lot of pushback with that. I'm not going to go against old Hellebuck, especially what he has done for Team USA. I mean, that man stood on his head for America. But with that being said, I don't think Connor Hellebuck has ever seen what he's going to see against the Avs, especially if they have to do it in a postseason. All right, the firepower that the Avs have with Marty Netjes, that's having a career year. All right, Nathan McKinnon, that's having himself a year yet again, that will win the heart. All right, with our goaltenders, and I have to say that because I still don't know who's going to be in between the pipes come the postseason.
And no one does, Phil.
No, yeah, I would think Wedgie because of how consistent he has been. But who knows right now? There's still a handful of games. Blackwood's going to be in between the pipes tonight. What can he do? He knows that he's in a battle to see if he can win that starting position. So this is good things to happen. But when you have this much firepower, when you have Gabe and you have a healthy team, even with someone like Connor Hellebuck, can you withstand and weather that storm for 7 games? I don't believe they can. They don't have that power.
I don't think so either, Phil. And that's why I said at the outset I'd be picking the Avs. But at the same time, look, they've played a couple times this year, and they've each been tight. They played back in December. The Avs won 3-2. All right, they played just a week or two ago, and the Avs lost. All right, and that was a 3-1. I want to say, yeah. In the middle of March, it was a 3-1 loss at Winnipeg. And so here they are once again at Winnipeg. I'm just a little nervous, Nelly. I've seen it happen before where an 8 seed has got, just a goaltender standing on his head for 6-7 games, and it's just I don't even want to go down that road. So if you beat them tonight, man, the chances that they make the postseason as the second wild card, I don't know what the percentage is. It's got to be very small that they can overcome it with such little time left. The Avs are 9-1-0. in their last 10 road games, and they have the NHL's best road record of 24-7-5. This is a capable Jets team, though, and we have to remember This is a Jets team that was the President's Trophy winner a year ago. So they're capable. And in two-game sample size, the games have been tight. I really don't know what to expect tonight. Honestly, last game of a road trip sometimes can be tricky. And if I'm just being forthright, I don't love the way that I feel about the matchup tonight.
I actually feel really good about this game because it's the backstretch. This is it. You're kind of fine-tuning yourself for the postseason. On top of that, you have to find a way to adjust. Winnipeg is gonna try to slow the game down. They're going to try to clog up the neutral zones and force you to do things that you probably don't want to do if you're the Avs. But when you have the Avs that are fully healthy, Gabe is back in the mix, so you can't get those dirty goals to go in for you. I think this is where you lean on guys like that, the physicality. Kadri, I can't wait to see what that looks like. Is Lecky and Kadri going to be on the same line, on that third line? And if so, how does that look? So different things are going to happen throughout this game. And then, of course, if you have solid goaltending, right, it play between the pipes, I think the Avs can actually run away with this. And honestly, I might call my shot because I was talking to Drew out there. This would be a type of game. And actually, we were a part of a game like this, Z, where we went to a playoff game. And Connor Hellebuck was in between the pipes.
I remember.
And we were chatting Connor. This is a type of game tonight where the Avs handle business, and maybe even Connor Hellebuck gets pulled in it. I would not be surprised, man.
You're predicting Connor Hellebuck to get pulled.
He's getting pulled tonight.
That's a pretty specific prediction.
He's getting pulled tonight.
I don't hate it. Cale Makar sitting on 499 career points in just 465 games. Incredible. If he gets to 500 tonight, which I think he will, he'll be the fourth fastest defenseman in NHL history to get to 500. Pass it to Netchus. You're going to be fine.
Look at you.
The Avs.
That's his home, right?
The Avs. This is a fun stat. The Avs have occupied first place in the NHL standings for 145 straight calendar days. Isn't that something?
Yeah, man.
Here's a little something for you to put in your pipe here. The Avs lead the NHL in points, wins, regulation wins, goals per game, goals against per game, goal differential, shots per game, 5-on-5 scoring, even strength tallies.
Come on.
And have the highest scoring blue line in the league.
Put that in my pipe and let me smoke it.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good at hockey. All right, shifting gears here a little bit. The Broncos may be investing in a position in next month's draft that may catch you by surprise. That's next.
Baseball is back. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is leading off the season in style. Join us Friday, April 3rd for our home opener party at Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will get the party started live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the Tribe will come out of the bullpen to close things out from 2 to 6.
How about that?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back?
back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SPEED to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
If your heating and cooling system isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Enjoy better performance, improved indoor air quality, and energy savings with a new Bryant heating and cooling system. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, incentives, and 0% financing on select Bryant systems. For quick fixes or entirely new heating and cooling systems, Bryant will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Visit BryantColorado.com to find a local Bryant dealer today. Bryant, whatever it takes.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if you're ready for all that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver.
You're listening to Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Let's go.
Just real quick behind the scenes here. This is unbelievable. Like, we're coming back on the air, so we're coming back from commercial break,
as we always do.
And the music's playing like we're back, right? And Dante goes, "Hey, I'm gonna need a tournament read here." And then literally, and so we're deeper into the segment. And he goes, "And what did you get that over/under Iowa, Nebraska at?"
He said, "By the way,"
I'm like we're in segment, dude. Like, 132.5 though. All right. Is your bracket busted? No worries. Denver Sports is giving you another shot with our second chance bracket. It's going to be a rock fight tonight. Presented by Waterloo Turf and Xfinity. Head to denversports.com/bracket for your chance to win $1,000. That's denversports.com/bracket. Entry ends before the first game on Thursday, March 26th. I do like one or two things tonight that I'll share with our audience. Maybe in the 3 count would be a good time. I was taking a walk on Sunday. I just got back from Buffalo, And this was cool. I like when stuff like this happens.
You're marking your territory, making sure nobody was coming in on your territory. I got you.
No. So I'm just taking a walk, and I'd been sitting on a plane. I wanted to move my body and stuff, and it was a beautiful day. So I take a walk, and this car is driving down the road and slams on the brakes, and I mean slams on the brakes.
Oh, you got to start running.
Window down.
Oh, you got to run.
ZB. ZB, hold up, stay right there. He turns the car around. He goes. He's like, not to be like a weirdo or anything. He's like, I've never seen you out. He's like, I had to stop. So he stops the car. He gets out, and his name was Dell.
All right.
And we ended up talking for like 15 minutes on the side of the road. And he listens to our show every single day.
Shout out Dell.
Every single day. And I wish I knew his last name to be more specific. But he's like, ZB, I'll tell you. He's like, anytime you share something, a play, he goes, I auto bet it. He goes, I just bet it. I'm like, Dell, it's not gambling advice. I'm just sharing you with my thoughts. He's like, no, you're good. I never blame you for the losses, but I always take the wins. Oh my gosh. So I'll share with you something I like a little bit later at 3:30 for tonight's March Madness. We'll get back to Nuggets here shortly because I want to hear from Jamal Murray. And we haven't played any of his audio yet after a historic night where he goes for 53 and Jokic goes for 23, 21, and 19. And I still want to share a couple tidbits of things that I learned for talking to people in the organization last night and relationships that I have down there. Shifting gears, though, the Broncos may be investing in a position in next month's draft that may catch you by surprise.
What in the world?
And by the way,
are you talking about?
I think that they should.
Uh-oh.
I think that they should. All right. Here's
somebody's gonna be mad if ZB thinks something should be done. Somebody on the other side is not gonna be happy with you.
It's just the way this goes, and that's okay. But I believe that the Broncos should be thinking about investing in the quarterback position.
Oh, here we go.
In the NFL draft, and take a quarterback in a mid-round, maybe a late round, depending on how it falls. I'm considering a couple things here. And this is not, by the way, because I know you're trying to get a reaction. No. I believe you should always be investing in the quarterback position. It's so important. It's the most important position in all of sports. And have the Broncos found a quarterback? Yes, they have. Thankfully so. That's why it's in the mid-rounds, not in the first round. But I think you should always be investing in the quarterback position because of the importance of it. I think that you have to acknowledge, not overreact, but acknowledge the injury history of Bo Nix.
For sure. Right now, 2 years, Bo Nix has went under the knife in 2 years. Rookie year, had some cleanup job with his back and maybe ankle.
Back and ankle, yep.
And then this year, obviously, he broke his ankle.
Yep.
So he had to go in there and get that repaired.
And he broke it for, I'll say, 3.5 times. Okay? 3 season-ending injuries, once in high school, once in...
Bo. Bo is going to be upset with you for saying that.
Well, it's not even an opinion. I didn't even share an opinion. So, like, if he would want to get upset at me for just stating a fact...
He's going to say 3 times. Not 3.5, 3 times.
Well, when you say anytime you go under the knife, it's a surgery. I think you said that as recent as yesterday.
Yes, it is. It's major.
So that's why he didn't go to the Pro Bowl last year. Season ended with it this year, prevented a trip to the Super Bowl. But hear me... I'm not saying overreact to it. I'm saying just acknowledge it, right? So I think if you just acknowledge it, okay, you acknowledge the importance of the position. You should always be investing in the quarterback position. You acknowledge the injury history. And I think you acknowledge the Broncos' willingness to talk about Jarrett Stidham. That was put out there, about maybe 3 weeks ago, that the Broncos were taking calls on Jarrett Stidham. Okay, ready? The Broncos are taking calls on Jarrett Stidham. Do you believe that's true?
I do.
Okay, me too.
I do.
Me too. So, but you have to ask, how did that information become available? Did the team that picked up the phone and called the Broncos, did they tell a reporter, yeah, we called the Broncos about Jarrett Stidham? Or is it much, much more likely that the Broncos, in their roundabout way, share that, hey, we've taken a couple calls on Stidham? And then you get it out there and we didn't maybe think about that. Maybe we should, give him a call, see what
Or it could be the agent as well. If it's not the Denver Broncos.
Definitely.
It's the agent saying, hey, let's leak this out here. Just Stidham, you want to be a starting quarterback at some point. I want you to be. Denver's not going to just put it out there for you, so let me do that. work for you. Let me put it out there with Ian Rappaport and Adam Scheffler. Like, get them out there, get them going, and maybe something happens.
Well, so here's the thing. It's not an indictment of Bo Nix. It's not. If you look at the history of the league, even when you have an established, even star quarterback, and I wouldn't say Bo Nix is a star quarterback, but
Let's start with franchise.
Sure.
Franchise first.
Was Peyton Manning a star quarterback?
He was.
Okay. He was drafted to the team, I think, in like 1998, I want to say. He was the number 1 overall pick. In 2004, in the 6th round, the Colts draft Jim Sorgi out of Wisconsin. In 2009, the Colts drafted Curtis Painter in the 6th round out of Purdue. Even when Luck was the number 1 pick in the 2012 draft, Indianapolis took a second quarterback in that same draft, the same draft as Andrew Luck. They drafted a young quarterback named Chandler Harnish out of Northern Iowa just to invest in the position. Was Tom Brady pretty good? Was he a star quarterback?
I mean, I would think he is. I think he's pretty good.
So he was drafted in the year 2000. 2002, in the 4th round, the Patriots drafted Rohan Davey out of LSU. The next year, in 2003, this is when Tom Brady's winning Super Bowls. In the 6th round, they drafted a guy named Cliff Kingsbury out of Texas Tech. In 2005, in the 7th round, in the middle of Tom Brady's prime, they draft Matt Castle out of USC in the 7th round. In 2008, they drafted a guy named Kevin O'Connell. We know him too, right?
Yeah, pretty good, bright-minded coach.
Out of San Diego State. That was in the 3rd round. So think about this. In 2008, when Tom Brady's in the middle of his prime, they used a top 100 pick. He was the 98th pick in the 3rd round. In 2010, the Patriots, when they had Tom Brady, they drafted a guy named Zach Robinson in the 7th round out of Oklahoma State. 2011, when they had Tom Brady, they drafted a guy named Ryan Mallett in the 3rd round. Top 75 pick out of Arkansas in the middle of Brady's prime. 2014, the Patriots, with Tom Brady, drafted a guy named Jimmy Garoppolo in the 2nd round. The 62nd overall pick in the draft. 2016, they went and drafted Jacoby Brissett in the 3rd round, 91st overall. 2018, Danny Etling in the 7th round out of LSU. And then finally in 2019, when they still had Tom Brady, they drafted a guy named Jarrett Stidham in the 4th round out of Auburn. Just because you have a quarterback doesn't mean that you stop investing in the position. And I think it would be prudent, considering that they've already taken calls on Stidham. The Stidham experience may be coming to a close. Maybe. You acknowledge the injury history of Bo Nix, and I think for all these reasons coming together, and most of all, excuse me, I left this out on the tail end here, the importance of the position. Yeah. I think you should continue to invest in that position here next month.
Look, I get you. I get you. I understand you need to invest. You need to invest in every position. You're only as good as the depth that you have. The one thing I will say, when I was with the Denver Broncos, we did not have depth. We didn't have a solid quarterback that you can rely on, but you didn't have a ton of depth. And if you don't have that depth that you can lean and rely on when somebody gets hurt or banged up for a couple games, you're not a good team. So you should always be looking to get better. My thing is, you're in a window, Z, where you need vets to help you win this Super Bowl, not a quarterback that you may draft in the, let's say, 4th round to develop. Because if you have to rely on another quarterback other than Bo Nix, you want a vet to be that guy, whether it's Jarrett Stidham or somebody else if they decide to trade Jarrett Stidham. So I'm not saying, hey, don't go out there and draft a quarterback. What I'm saying is that's not the first thing I would think of. Even in the late rounds, I would secure other positions, an offensive lineman, another running back, another tight end, and then go out there and just get me another quarterback that's considered a vet. I don't want to draft another quarterback right now. Maybe that's just me. I want to just invest in other positions that can help the quarterback stay healthy. And it might be the wrong move because you're right. For 2 straight years, something has went wrong with Bo Nix. He has had some type of surgery. But I'm not looking to draft a quarterback in the 4th and 5th round that can come in and help if something happens to Bo. If something happens to Bo and we have to rely on a 4th or 5th round quarterback, we're not winning. I want to keep that vet and use those draft picks for something else. So I'm out. I cannot go with drafting a quarterback.
So Couple things here, and I totally understand why you would say that.
Josh Allen has there been another quarterback, because you're closer and maybe you don't know, have the Bills drafted another quarterback just to kind of develop under Josh?
I don't
and I'm putting you on the spot.
Think so. But also Josh Allen hasn't had the same health injuries. Josh Allen actually has an Iron Man streak going.
He does. No, like he does.
Take 2 steps back.
I'm just saying, something happens. I mean, Josh did break his foot last year. He did. He played
and
through it.
Somehow he was playing on that thing. No, I don't believe that they've drafted another quarterback behind Josh Allen. They've just stocked it with a veteran player.
Yeah.
And I understand why that's your mindset. But here's my thing. You can have a veteran quarterback and have a third quarterback.
That's what Denver's doing right now. They got Jarrett Stidham, and then they got Sam Ehlinger, who's younger than Jarrett Stidham.
That's right. I just think that this team's roster is at such a point that whoever you draft in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th round, they're probably not going to play, right? Probably. And so if you look at some of these later round picks. Well, you want to know what? I shouldn't really say that. I shouldn't say that because you drafted Jeremy Crawshaw in the 6th round. He's your starting punter. You drafted Devon Vele in the 7th round, and he turned out to be a player.
But see, a lot of those, other than the punter that you have one, a lot of these receivers, running backs, multiple can play at one time. The quarterback position, only one is playing. And when that one's not playing, the backup, who's usually a vet, that's why someone like Case Keenum still has a job.
Sure.
Someone like Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor.
They have jobs, and I wish I was a backup quarterback, man. And you make $5-6 million just to sit there and cheer on the starting quarterback.
Or 10 in Stidham's case.
There you go. What a job to have. You're going to go with that vet that you can rely on. Brissett is another one, right? He floats around, but he's a guy that has won football games before, and you're looking for a veteran presence.
Well, the other upside, if you draft a young quarterback to develop behind Bo Nix, whether he be your 2nd or your 3rd, is he's cheap. Stidham's not cheap. And clearly, this past month, the Broncos showed us with their actions that they have budgets.
They do.
Right?
They got a cap within a cap.
They have a cap within a cap. Yes, no, that's right. That's right. I'd be open to it, and it sounds like the Broncos are open to it because we get a report today
back at me.
From the Denver Post that the Broncos had a Zoom meeting with the Rutgers quarterback, Athen, and I'm going to suck with this name because I did not watch Rutgers football, I don't think, one time. Greg Schiano's group over there. I don't think I watched them one time this year. But it's Athen Kaliakmanis. Kaliakmanis. Kaliakmanis.
You sound like you just did a spelling bee.
I know. I was always out in the first round.
Correct.
I was always out in the first round of spell. I was like Tad Boyle. First round. I'm out.
The spelling bee.
I'm out. No disrespect to Tad. But in 2 years at Rutgers, this young quarterback had 45 total touchdowns, just 14 interceptions, threw for nearly 6,000 yards, and the Broncos have made contact with him. So whether they do or don't, it sounds like the Broncos could be fishing in the developmental quarterback waters, and I would be okay with them going down this route, just like the Patriots did when Tom Brady was there, just like the Colts did when Peyton Manning was there. I think Bo would be fine.
Yeah, it's not about Bo. Bo doesn't have to worry about that. Well, what it is like you said, it's investing in that position.
It's so important.
And if Sean is this guru that can develop, and Davis Webb's another one that can develop quarterbacks, then why not develop a young quarterback that you can mold into what you want him to do? And then maybe at some point he does become your backup quarterback. Something goes wrong with Bo, and then you just plug and play. That's not what I would do in a championship window. Just like I feel like we're talking about the Nuggets and the Avs right now, but like, hey, this is Super Bowl or bust in my eyes with the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
And you need as many vets as possible at this point, even at the running back position, right? Just fill up on vets that understand that they don't need to play every single down, but they know that they're important and that it's a 17-game season, and at some point they're going to be asked to go out there and make plays so that we can stay afloat and get past the AFC Championship and get into a damn Super Bowl.
And by the way, what else did we learn today? How about this, man? And I'm going to give myself a little baby pat on the back here.
I feel like that's been more recent than not, where you're giving yourself all these pats. Your back's starting to get red. What's going on?
Did you see the report? Now, hold on a second. So
I saw.
Oh, I got to bring it up. You're not going to bring it up. So we did an exercise. What was it, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, like
3 weeks ago. It was right near the start of free agency or whatever. And we were looking for because we knew at that point the Broncos were not going to make a splash with a running back free agent. So I said, hold on, what about a trade? Let's see if we can find a name out there that is currently with a team that could make sense for the Broncos. And I literally, like old school style, like manually went through each team, and I got to the NFC East and to the Washington Commanders and looked at Chris Rodriguez. I'm like, I know Chris Rodriguez. He scored a touchdown against the Denver Broncos. But they have a new running back that they like a lot more in Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who they found in the late rounds, who ran for over 800 yards this past year. Chris Rodriguez was reached out to by the Denver Broncos, it sounds like, to bring him into Denver. The Post is also reporting that, and this happened after they added J.K. Dobbins. So they re-signed Dobbins in free agency and still went after Chris Rodriguez Jr.
But we know, like that's one thing I think we can all agree on. Is the Denver Broncos either going to draft a running back or they're going to the free agent market still if there's another one out there. Now, Chris Rodriguez is not out there anymore. But obviously, the Denver Broncos were interested in getting something done, even though they signed J.K. Dobbins. So this is going to happen. And you weren't here. Yeah, you were on an assignment.
I was on assignment.
No, you were with your grandparents and loving them up. I actually said, and you'll like this name. I said, hey, go back out in the free agent market. There's a guy out there by the name of Nick Chubb. We all know him.
Yep.
He's a security blanket for you if something happens to J.K. Dobbins. And let's be real, guys. Let's all be real. J.K. Dobbins has not been able to stay healthy for a full season yet. So Nick Chubb, who has played a lot of football, that also still has enough in the tank that he can get some carries and he does well in between the tackles. Why not go for someone like that? Give him a cheap deal. All right, he's a good locker room guy. I know him personally, very quiet, and he's all about winning and doing his part. He can also teach and help R.J. Harvey, and even if you draft a young one in the later rounds, him as well. But he's a guy that you can lean on if something happens to J.K. Dobbins. Stack up on that running back position, just like Z, you want to stack up on the quarterback position.
Yeah, I stack them both. Stack them both. And you know, Chubb is obviously his best days are behind him, but that man still, after his devastating injury and injuries, he still was averaging over 4 yards a carry this past year. Over 4 yards a carry.
You gotta love it.
So, all right, good stuff. If you want to react to that, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. It was so cool to be in the building last night for that Denver Nuggets W, where Jamal Murray goes for 53 points on 68% shooting. 9 of 14 from the three-point line is crazy. And he was super engaged with the fans in a way that is almost atypical for that much from Jamal, and he talked about it after the game.
Yeah, super fun. Having the crowd yell at you like that, yell back, and just all the energy in the arena, that's what we want. That's when we're at our best, when the fans are into it and they know what's about to happen or they see what's coming, and then it happens. It's just a really fun moment, and nobody can stop you in that moment.
And no one could stop Jamal Murray last night.
Unstoppable.
He was brilliant. The crowd was going crazy for him. I will say, a lot of Cooper Flag fans in the building.
How could you not, though, Z? How could you not? And you actually got up close and personal with him before the game started. But just the way that young man goes about his business, how polished he is already at his age, he's fun to watch. And I can't even imagine what he's going to look like in a couple years when he bulks up. He understands the game at the NBA level. He gets with somebody like Jokic because he does look up to Jokic, and his game continues to grow. The man's going to be unstoppable, too.
He is such a problem. I mean, he's already averaging 20 points a game. He's 19 years old. He already had a game where he scored 50. So, like what Jamal did last night, Cooper Flag's already done as a teenager. He can't buy a beer yet.
You know what? I didn't even think of it like that.
Think about it like this. He's a couple years away from being able to buy a beer.
Can't get into the club either.
No. But he's drinking that beer and he's in that club. You can be sure.
In the club.
If he wants to be. But this dude, This dude, Cooper Flagg, he's 6'9", but the length of his arms, the wingspan. So, if I'm 6'3", and he's 6'9", he's a full 6 inches bigger than me, right? That means my shoulders start 6 inches below his shoulders. Tell me why his fingers are lower to the ground than mine.
It's nasty in a way of dude, you have these long skeleton fingers.
Nuts. Dude, it's nuts. You know what his wingspan is? So he's 6'9", but his wingspan is 7 feet. He is a condor. He is a pterodactyl out there. And there was one time, Murray tried to finish around the hoop, and he just punched it like I would my kid. Get out of here.
Where you come up with this? He is a pterodactyl, a carnivore. I'm like, what?
No,
condor.
A condor, yes.
You might as well say a carnivore, man. He probably eats meat.
I'm telling you, that kid, and it's not the kid's number one pick in the draft, right? Breaking news, Cooper Flagg's pretty good. But, man, he is well on his way. Once his body fills out, and he's going to be the ultimate two-way player. But back to Jamal, he was feeling it in a way, man, and it was another clutch win, and he talked about winning those close back-to-back games.
Just experience. We've been doing it for a while, so even though we might miss a couple shots in the clutch or something, it doesn't take away from who we are as people and what we've done and accomplished all our lives. So it's good to get back on track.
Well, we'll see how back on track that they really are. I don't want to get carried away. Look, it was a brilliant night individually. Thankfully, the Nuggets won 4 in a row, 7 of 9. But the Mavericks aren't very good, right? The Mavericks had lost 24 of 27 games. And I know the Nuggets didn't get 10 hours of sleep and weren't tucked in.
Believe me, Z. Believe me. The broadcasting crew made sure we knew that.
They made that clear?
Oh, what? Every second.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was getting tired of myself. I was like, damn, maybe I'm sleepy from just hearing how tired they are.
Well, we have to remember they were an 11.5-point favorite,
yeah.
Right? They were a double-digit favorite, but they took care of business in a way that you would hope. Did things get tighter than it probably should have down the stretch? It did. But right now, look, I talked ad nauseum about the defense after the Suns game. You guys know the defense isn't very good. I mean, it's bad. It's putrid.
Look what they gave up last night.
135.
Let's be real now. That's unacceptable. You give up that much in the postseason, you're not winning. Because you know how detailed things are when the playoffs come running around and how much defense is going to be played. There's going to be a lot of defense being played from these teams. Totally. Even the Rockets, even the Lakers who don't play good defense, they're going to try a little harder. So, I mean, that has to get cleaned up.
Well, I'll say this too. Talking to a source within the team, all right? And when I say this, I want to be clear. I'm not when I say I'm talking with someone within the team, and I'm making it clear because this has been misrepresented in the past in this business. I'm not talking about someone from the public relations department, right? And those guys are incredible. Love those guys.
Yeah.
But when I say I'm talking to someone within the team, I'm talking to someone within the organization, right? And I was told that all the Nuggets players want Houston.
They want Houston.
They want Houston. But I don't think they're going to get him, though. I don't think they're going to get him. Houston blew another game last night. Did you guys see that? They blew a game to the Timberwolves. Oh, my goodness. KD clutch free throws missed, and they didn't even have Ant, I don't believe. No, Minnesota didn't.
Yeah, Ant was just sitting there.
And so I think the first round is going to be Denver and Minnesota right out of the gate.
See, and we've talked about this for a quick second a couple days ago, and I don't like that matchup. I love Houston. I'll take the Lakers. But when it comes to Minnesota, psychologically, they're in our heads. All right, it's something about them, the way that they play defense, how physical they are.
They have a toughness. They have a brand of toughness that the Nuggets do not have. Now, I'd take Denver. I'd take Denver in the series. And don't forget, they won the season series, right?
Yeah,
they have the tiebreaker and all that.
We're talking about the postseason, though, baby.
Yep, and it would be they would have home court. But I also saw in person a 20-point second-half lead, evaporate on that same home court that they'll be defending in the first round. But I'm here to tell you, because the Lakers, if you look at the loss column in the Western Conference standings, there's 2-game difference. Okay, there's 2-game difference, but it's also actually 3 games, because that's what that loss last weekend represented. that they now have the tiebreaker. So if you look at who the Lakers have left, all right, there's a couple tough games, but man, their next game is against the Brooklyn Nets. That's going to be looked at like an auto dub, followed by the tanking Washington Lizards. That's going to be an auto dub. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Now you play Oklahoma City, but we'll see. Things would really have to go sideways for the Lakers, and the Nuggets would essentially have to win out to replace them as the 3rd seed. So it's probably, I'm just warning you guys in advance, the most likeliest matchup is going to be Minnesota.
So it'd be Minnesota round 1, round 2,
Oklahoma City. Unless
here we go.
Unless someone like San Antonio can get to the 1 seed. And then I think that would change the dynamics a little bit. But we'll see. We shall see on that. The Spurs are 2 games back of the
they're on their heels
of the Thunder. So, okay. Shifting gears. We're hearing about a different side of Sean Payton behind the scenes. You listen to PS2 tell a little story about the head coach next.
Yes, it's been bad for baseball fans in the Mile High City, but there really is reason to be optimistic for the future of the Colorado Rockies.
They're not winning the NL West, guys. They're not going to the playoffs in 2026. But can these 6 guys, the Goodmans, the Veens, the Condons, the Doyles, the Tovars, can Ethan show up at some point and show us it might be miles away, but there's some light at the end of the tunnel. And I think they can do that.
I think that's all we're looking for, and I think that's fair this year for the Rockies. To give them the benefit of the doubt with new leadership of, like, how are things going to look different?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
It's the College Hoops Showdown, wall-to-wall basketball, and zero time to mess with your lawn. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade yard work for game time. No mowing, no watering, no mud on game day. Just a green championship-level lawn all season long. Perfect for watch parties, pets, and backyard hoops. From backyards to putting greens, Waterloo Turf installs premium artificial turf built for Colorado. Visit WaterlooTurf.com/Denver and book your free consultation. Waterloo Turf, get your Saturdays back, and don't miss the buzzer.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
I'm Rob Wilhite, and for almost 50 years, my firm has stood beside families recovering from car accidents. We live here, we work here, and we fight for people here. Over the years, we've helped our clients win more than $1 billion, giving them the compensation they deserve. If you've been injured in an accident, you don't have to face it alone. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit willhitewins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or willhitewins.com. We're here for Coloradans when it matters most.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Sex, intimacy, love. These 3 things are critical to a good relationship, and that's the problem with erectile dysfunction. It often destroys sexual enjoyment and intimacy. It stresses the love between partners, often to the breaking point. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with ED, you likely know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also want you to know that ED doesn't have to impact your relationship anymore. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're ED experts with our focus on men's sexual health. We've treated tens of thousands of men and have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. I promise you, if you're like most guys, you can get your sex life back, perhaps even performing like you haven't in years. So if ED is affecting you, it's time to get back to better sex, better intimacy, and deeper love. Call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
IRS notices piling up already this year? Now's the best time to take control before penalties snowball. Advanced Tax Solutions has helped thousands resolve IRS problems fast. Get ahead of an IRS problem by talking to the team I trust at Advanced Tax Solutions now.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver!
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it! 1! All righty. So, pretty cool. Pat Surtain, he was on that Julian Edelman podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And he told a little story about Sean Payton and bat games, B-A-T, bat games, and ultimately it evolved to something else. This was Pat Surtain to Julian Edelman talking about Sean Payton.
What's halftime like with Sean Payton? Keep the momentum going, like keep attacking. This game ain't over. And he just keep preaching, man, because he always used to have these games where he called it back games. A game where you feel like it's going to be ultra physical, ultra competitive, and we really got to like finish all 4 quarters. He named this game a bat game, and we all get bats a couple days prior towards the game.
Like actual baseball bats?
Yeah, actual baseball bats.
Everyone on the team
and
baseball bat?
He engraved the bats with like the game, the date, the opponent, and stuff like that. So he named this the bat game for sure. This game, ironically, it wasn't a bat. It was oxygen tanks.
Oxygen, because it's going to take 4 quarters.
Yeah, it's going to take 4 quarters. He was like, we're going to need our oxygen tanks. They're going to need theirs, so it's going to be all 4 quarters.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did everyone get an oxygen tank?
Yeah, everyone got an oxygen tank.
He literally got everyone an oxygen tank?
He got everybody an oxygen tank. I mean, I don't know how he did it, but he did it, man.
Isn't that kind of a fun story? Like a little peek behind the scenes of the creativity of Sean Payton that we don't get to see week in and week out, but you got a hint of it right there.
Sean Payton's a player's coach, and he's always going to do stuff that he can help relate to a player. In this case, the bat game. Making sure everybody has that bat, reminding everybody in that locker room, it's going to be physical. The oxygen tank game. Stealing all the oxygen tanks from the old folks' home. I don't know how you get some tanks.
I mean, think about that is so like...
How much money was it, too?
An oxygen tank. Huh. A bat with the engraving of the game and the date and stuff. I like stuff like that. It's like thinking outside of the box and like, what can I do to like motivate or...
But see, the thing is, these are grown men. I understand doing it and it's fun and it's who Sean is, but you shouldn't have to motivate a grown-ass man who has a chance to go to a Super Bowl because that's what it's about. Like, hey, guys, we have a team, and I believe we have a team to do it. But I do like that Sean's thinking outside the box. He's bringing in bats. He's bringing in oxygen. It's crazy to think. So for me, when I was in Colorado, Coach Mike McIntyre, his whole thing was welcome to the fight. Welcome to the fight. And so he decided to get us shirts that said welcome to the fight, but not welcome to the fight. It had the initials. WTF. So we would walk.
Oh, that's nice.
So we would walk around campus, and people would be saying, "What the?"
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "What are you talking about, man? WTF?" So we had to tell old Mike Mack, "Hey, dude, people are clowning on us with this like initials thing."
Welcome to the fight.
Welcome to the fight.
Kind of like that.
That's what he would say before every game. We get in there, he say his speech, then he would say, "Players make plays, players win games. Welcome to the fight."
I love it. All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, Sweet 16 begins here this evening. Starting just after 5 o'clock on CBS, it'll be Texas and Purdue. 5:30, it'll be Iowa and Nebraska. Nebraska had never won an NCAA game in their program's history. It's hard to believe, but it's true. And now they've won 2 of them, facing a hard-nosed Iowa team. Then you have later this evening on CBS, 7:45, the number 1 seeded Arizona Wildcats hosting John Calipari's Arkansas Razorbacks. And then the last game of the evening around just after 8 o'clock on TBS and True TV, it's Illinois and Houston. Man, these are heavyweight fights. I like, there's a couple things that I like. One, well, let me just give you a couple crazy facts. Iowa and Nebraska.
Yeah, let's go there.
Believe it or not, this is the first Big Ten on Big Ten game in the Sweet 16 or later in 25 years.
So this is a big one.
That just feels impossible. But it's the first Big Ten versus Big Ten team in the Sweet 16 or later since the year 2000. I don't know how that's true, but it's true. John Calipari with Arkansas against Arizona. Calipari has covered every single time as an underdog for 18 straight years in the NCAA tournament. 11-0-1. So that's not nothing, but I think that comes to an end tonight. I just think Arizona is going to overwhelm them. I love the A-Cuff kid from Arkansas, but I think Arizona will ultimately overwhelm them, win and cover that number.
Illinois, Houston, what you got?
I have less of a feel there. I'll go with Houston. I really like their young point guard, who I believe is going to be a top 10 draft pick, named Kingston Flemings. He's just a boy, but he averages over 16 points a game for the 5th ranked team in the country. He's got a slow heartbeat. He's a problem. I think he's going to be a good NBA player. I'm rooting for him. So I'll go with Houston there. But the game that I think I like the most is Purdue against Texas. I think Texas is the worst team left in this tournament, and Purdue is just so poised and methodical. So far in the NCAA tournament, again, I can't believe this is true, Purdue's shooting 58% from 3 in the NCAA tournament. They are dominant on a neutral court the way that they will be this evening in San Jose, California at the SAP Center. And they are 9-0 on neutral courts this year. Texas does not force turnovers. The Purdue point guard, Braden Smith, is one of my favorite players to watch in the country. I've watched him for years. He hasn't even played well yet. The role players have played great. I think that's going to continue, and Braden Smith's going to play really well tonight. Texas plays this drop defense. They don't force any turnovers. Yeah. They play this drop defense, and I think that Purdue is going to run their pick and roll to death. I got the Boilermakers with a win and a cover tonight.
There you go. I'm really interested in the Iowa-Nebraska game. Iowa upsetting Florida last week. Nebraska, like you just got done saying, hasn't been here before. Two Big Ten teams. That's going to be a slugfest right there, and I'm all in for that.
All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the game. Dante, any thought on any of the games tonight that you want to share real quick before we move on?
I mean, I'm just really excited. I think we have really good matchups here, and that's kind of the cost you get when there's not a lot of Cinderella runs. I think Texas is the only lower seed that's still playing today, at least. So I think we're going to be in store for a lot of great games. I think Arkansas might be the best team that loses between today and tomorrow.
Okay. And you know what else I like? I'll just share this one more time. The Nebraska, Iowa under.
Under?
I think it's going to be a slow-going rock fight. Literally 62-57.
I love it.
Something like that. Fred Hoiberg, coaching that Nebraska team, former Iowa State coach, Chicago Bulls coach, former player once upon a time, back many moons ago. Okay. Just because the Broncos brought back J.K. Dobbins, it doesn't mean that Denver's done addressing the position, and today we have evidence to point to. That's next.
Are the Avalanche such a wagon that no other team's good enough to stand in their way en route to a fourth banner?
If they have to play the Stars and if they have to play Tampa in the Stanley Cup Finals, that would probably extend the amount of games they would have to play. But I'm here to tell you that those other series that they would play, or if they don't have to play one of those two teams, the Avalanche will roll through the Western Conference part of the playoffs and roll through the Stanley Cup.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hey guys, your boy Snake here. Just because it's winter doesn't mean I'm sitting around waiting for the spring. I'm planning the yard, moving dirt, getting things ready for what's next. My friends at Bozar Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, they're doing their cleaning right now too. It's the Not So Winter event. Between everyday driving, busy schedules, and everything life throws at you, your vehicle works hard. And if you've been thinking about upgrading, now's the time to clean up your driveway and drive something new. Only at Bozar Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet. The Not So Winter event going on right now.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Colorado, Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades, over 50 years in some areas, and that means a higher wildfire risk. Now's the time to protect your home. 5280 Exteriors installs fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. Choose James Hardy siding, Timber Tech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows. Plus, get 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, just because the Broncos brought back J.K. Dobbins doesn't mean that Denver's done.
This your jam right here, Z?
I love the song.
It sounds like a good one. I might have to put it on my iTunes. Get out of my room, Mom.
This is the Kooks.
The Kooks.
Dante, turn that up just a little bit. Can you turn it up just a little bit? Thank you very much. All right, so just because the Broncos brought back J.K. Dobbins doesn't mean that they're done addressing the position. And today, we have evidence to actually point to. Coming out of the Denver Post, the Broncos did check in on 25-year-old running back Chris Rodriguez Jr. in free agency. That was after the Broncos re-signed Dobbins. They still expressed interest in adding Rodriguez, and the more I thought about it, and I know I floated him and it was joking around, patting myself on the back, like I floated him a couple of weeks ago in terms of a trade. The more I thought about it, I'm like, man, this would have been an incredible fit here. And apparently the Broncos thought so as well. But if you're willing to wade into those waters of a free agent player, and at the time I thought it would have been a trade, but what was it? Some sort of mechanism where
something went wrong with him where he was on practice squad. He was a late round draft pick. He was on practice squad and he got hurt. So somewhere along the lines of both those happening, he fell through the cracks and ended up being a guy that you could either tender or you can let go, and they end up letting him go so that he can get more money. Usually that's what happens. That's what George Payton did for me. He called me and said, hey, look, I can give you this original tender. We're not going to give you a second-round tender. We're going to tender a second-round tender on Tim Patrick and then Dinosaur Man.
Oh, my gosh. From Tennessee. Oh, my gosh. Hold on a second. Hold on. Dinosaur Man. He used to do the T-Rex thing.
Yes, yeah. You call him Dinosaur.
He was a machine. He got caught up in a legal case.
Yes.
It derailed his NFL. What was his name?
It would come
AJ something?
AJ. It was AJ.
It was AJ?
AJ.
AJ something from Tennessee.
And he was a damn good player. And actually, he would have got drafted pretty high
Yes.
if it wasn't for
AJ Johnson.
AJ Johnson.
AJ
If
Johnson.
it wasn't for him getting in some trouble, he would have been drafted high. So he was undrafted, makes the team, and AJ Johnson.
And so, anyways.
So they didn't tender me, and the thought was for George Payton was, hey, you may have a better chance to get paid a lot more money if I just let you go out into the market. And someone like Rodriguez, he did the exact same thing. He got paid $10 million or $12 million, something like that, for 2 years.
Yeah, it's 2 years for 10.
Okay.
Man, that's a bargain for this player, Chris Rodriguez. Anyway, so that ship sailed, and he is going to go to Jacksonville after the departure of Travis Etienne, or A-Chain.
Whatever he wants to be called.
Getting
now.
used to that. So if you're willing to go down that road, I mean, the question has to be asked of, like, are you done? I mean, you clearly had interest in adding to the room with a veteran player. Would they look to add another veteran?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think that's the number one thing they would look to do if you're in a Super Bowl window. June 10th, last year is when they picked up J.K. Dobbins. And none of us were talking about J.K.
None of us.
All of a sudden, J.K. becomes a Denver Bronco, and the rest is history. He did a great job when he was healthy. I think that's something that the Denver Broncos may do. Now, yes, they may go out there and draft a running back in the second round, or maybe even a later round. Or maybe there's a running back that they want that gets snagged, and they're like, okay, let's just go for a vet, because that's usually what happens. It happened to me. I had to wait for the draft to be over with the Indianapolis Colts. Colts called me and said, hey, look, we didn't get the guy we want. We want you. We know you can plug and play. Will you sign with us? At the time, I didn't have a job. I'm like, hell yeah, let's make this happen. Maybe I can win you guys' hearts, and I can play there for a couple more years. That wasn't the case. They moved on from me after the year was done, or half the year was done. And so the Denver Broncos can definitely do that as well. And I brought up a name earlier, and I'll bring him up again. Nick Chubb.
Yep.
A veteran that's just sitting out there. You wanted him last year, Z.
I don't hate it, man.
You can go back and get him. Maybe he's still sitting there June 10th. Since June 10th is a good number, right? It's a lucky number. It happened for JK, and JK went crazy when he was healthy. But go in there, add that vet to help you to keep JK healthy and help RJ Harvey out. And this is what you do this year. It's a Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl or bust. Go get that vet running back.
All right, we'll see if they go down that road. Obviously, they're still very much open to drafting a running back in less than 1 month. And the Denver Post putting it out there that the Broncos are set to host Washington running back Jonah Coleman. This is a player that Cecil absolutely loves, as well as they're going to host Indiana running back Kalen Black. All right, in a top 30 visit. So it's not that this is saying this is going to happen, but they're taking top 30 visits seriously, right?
Yes.
So the fact that they're exploring multiple running backs when they only have 30 visits to work with, I think is relevant. Jonah Coleman only fumbled twice in 150 rushing attempts last year, allowed only 1 sack in pass protection, which obviously Sean Payton values incredibly.
Got to be able to block as a running back.
And apparently, according to Pro Football Focus, did not drop a single pass last season for Washington. So he will be in Denver here shortly on a pre-draft top 30 visit. And then they met at the Combine. Jonah Coleman and the Broncos met at the Combine. And in the name of Pass Pro, Coleman told the Post in Indianapolis, quote, the way they run protections, they described it to me, is pretty much the same thing that we ran in college. So again, I don't know how relevant that is, but we're fixing to find out here in less than 1 month's time. Okay, a lot shorter than 1 month is 24 hours, and that's what we are separated from the Rockies opening day. What will be the single biggest difference year over year amidst all the changes within the Rockies organization? We'll ask someone who knows the team inside and out coming up next.
Your bracket's busted, destroyed. It's embarrassing. But hey, we've all been there. The good news? Denver Sports is throwing you a lifeline. It's the Second Chance Bracket presented by Waterloo Turf and Xfinity. Your shot at redemption and $1,000. Dust yourself off. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket and prove your first bracket was just a warm-up. Entries close before tip-off Thursday, March 26th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here, and I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question. And if you're ready for all that, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to begin. Imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, in the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here. Are you facing an unexpected out-of-pocket expense for your new roof? In 2024 and 2025, 37% of insurance storm claims have gone unpaid. Before you commit a costly full replacement, you need to give Roof Restore Denver a call today. Their roof repair and shingle rejuvenation process can save you up to 80% compared to replacing your roof. They're going to restore the essential oils in your asphalt shingles, extend their lifespan, improve durability, and even enhance curb appeal. Plus, every service includes a 5-year transferable warranty. So give Roof Restore Denver a call today at 720-749-9777 or visit roofrestoredenver.com. Again, that's roofrestoredenver.com.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
And if you could go for a deal, now get free medium fries with the purchase of any hot, juicy Quarter Pounder with cheese or new Big Arch. Just what your cravings ordered. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
When you want a new car, you want it now. That's why AutoNation moves at the speed of savings. Right now, put your tax refund to work at AutoNation. Even drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. No speed bumps, no detours, just great prices on new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save on thousands of vehicles with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Act fast, save now at your nearest AutoNation store. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 3/31/26.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
We are less than 24 hours away from a new era of Rockies baseball. And to discuss this, check in with our guy, Patrick Saunders. First time we've talked with him in a while, and it was good seeing you last week at the Nuggets game, Patrick. Get ready for another journey, another Rockies journey, and I guess I'll just ask you right out of the gate here. What do you think will be the single biggest difference year over year amidst all these changes inside the Rockies organization?
Wow, that is a great question. The most significant change, I think we're going to see the Rockies draft and development system actually start working. I think it's been flawed for years, and I really think that the brain trust they've installed is going to be a better teaching system for a lot of these players. So if I had to pick one thing as we head toward the future, that would be it.
Pat, to go with that, how confident are you in the rotation this year? And why in the heck was Chase Dollander left out of it?
Yeah, another good question. I'm not super confident in the rotation. I mean, they basically got three veteran journeymen, right? Sagano, the player who was a star in Japan, Michael Lorenzen, and then Jose Quintana, the left-hander. Those guys are all basically stopgap measures because the Rockies could not go into this season with the same rotation they had last year. So it's going to be better. I think it's still going to be an Achilles heel for the team. I'm sure a couple of those older guys are going to break down a little bit. And regarding Chase, honestly, he didn't deserve to make it. For all the talent that Chase has and for all of his bravado, he did not have a very good spring. He walked too many guys. He was inefficient. He just hasn't learned how to control his stuff at the big league level. So he basically got beat out by Ryan Felber, who wasn't all that great either. But Chase is in the bullpen. He'll learn. I think that's smart rather than sending him down to Albuquerque to get shelled. He'll learn, and my guess is he'll be back in the starting rotation probably by May, if I had my guess.
We're chatting with Patrick Saunders of the Denver Post, has covered the Rockies for well, I guess I'll ask you, how long have you been covering the Rockies now, Patrick?
A long time, Zach. Throughout a couple years when I was an online sports editor at the Post, I switched from the Broncos beat to the Rockies beat in 2005.
Wow.
So that tells you something. Yeah.
Wow. So you know this organization, and I had called, and this wasn't just me, right? It was so many of us fans of the Rockies saying, hey, you need to reach outside the organization for new leadership. This was the singular most insulary organization in American sports. They did it. I didn't realize they were going to go to the Cleveland Browns to do it. What are your early impressions and a reaction to maybe the vision of Paul DePodesta?
So far, so good. I was shocked. I think everybody was shocked. I don't think anybody outside of the front office at 20th and Blake saw this coming. A guy from the Moneyball era, 10 years out of baseball, 10 years with the Browns, and he didn't have a whole lot of success there either. But I've talked with Paul many, many times since he was hired. I think he's a lot more than just a analytics number crunching guy. I think he has a good feel for personalities, for leadership. I think he has a good eye for talent. And the thing I like most about him is that he has hired from other organizations some pretty sharp guys, be it pitching coaches, hitting coaches, bench coaches. Josh Burns, who came over from the Dodgers, who's his general manager. All of those guys bring something to Colorado from somewhere else. And you hit it right on the head. The Rockies have needed outside voices and a new outlook for many, many years. and it was way past time that they did it. And I got to give props to Walker Monfort for saying he was going to shake things up, and he did. And you got to give props to Walker because I don't think his dad would have done what he has done.
Patrick, just like the NFL, NHL, baseball's the same way. It's a performance-based business. What should we be expecting this year? What's a successful year for the Colorado Rockies?
Wow. Well, they lost 119 games last year.
Yeah.
So if they can trim 20 losses off of last year and not lose 100 games for the fourth consecutive year, I think you got to call that a victory. Now, it depends on how they do it, but if some of their young players start to blossom and you start to see the core of this team gel, then that to me would be a victory. And in terms of numbers, I would hate to see them lose 100 for 4 consecutive years. That has not been done since the Washington Senators, 1961 to 1964. So, that would be historic if they lose 100 again. I hope they don't.
Patrick Saunders of the Denver Post joining us. Patrick, Dick Monfort, I know when he initially stepped back, there was almost some doubt from fans. Like, is he really going to let go of the Rockies steering wheel? To your understanding, what does the day-to-day look like over there, and is Dick Monfort still involved in any way?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. I have a big profile it'll launch tomorrow morning on Walker Monfort, and I talked to Dick a lot for that profile. Talked to Dick for a good 40 minutes or so a week or so ago. And I think fans will be surprised how candid he is, how honest he is in this story, and about how it was difficult for him to let go, and how Walker has done some things he likely would not have done. Now, Walker tells me in this story, his dad is still is the ultimate shot caller, is I think how he said it, because his dad is the owner. However, I think you'll be surprised going forward just how much day-to-day operations Walker now has and has taken that over from his dad. And I don't think his dad did it in a negative way. I think he realized for a variety of reasons it was time, not the least of which he realizes the Rockies have been a bad organization here for a number of years.
Patrick, I have to ask this. Of no fault of his own, Chris Bryant has been dealing with injuries, and he has not been available to play for the Colorado Rockies. What's next for my man? It's been a sad story, truly, and being an athlete, it sucks when you go through injuries, but it also you have so much hype around him and a lot of these fans that are upset because he's not out there. What's next for my man?
Well, my opinion, and I think it's a pretty well-founded opinion, Chris is never going to play again. He's still owed $27 million over each of the next 3 seasons. It's a guaranteed contract. I understand why fans get upset about that because it was a bad deal to begin with. But I've talked to Chris multiple times over the last couple of years, and you're exactly right, Phillip. He is he's hurting. It's tough for him to just get out of bed in the morning. So you don't wish that on anybody. He's got young kids, and he wants to be an active dad and play golf as he gets older. But the bottom line is he most likely is never going to play again. The Rockies owe him the money. We'll see if the Rockies can find some way for all that money to be deferred down the line so they're not taking such a huge chunk out of their payroll every year for the next 3 years. It's a difficult thing. Scott Boras is his agent. Boras is a tough negotiator. We'll see what's going to happen, but I don't think we're ever going to see Chris play again.
Man, so that is wow. Patrick, last one before we let you go, and we're chatting with our buddy Patrick Saunders of the Denver Post. In your personal opinion, and knowing the context of where the organization currently sits, what would define success for you personally? Is it just simply not losing 100 games? Is it young players showing promise? For you personally, what would that look like this season?
For me, I'll give you like 5 quick hits. For me, if the following 5 things happened, I think it'd be a huge step forward. 1, Chase Dollander, as we already talked about, actually starts to look like a really good performer. 2, Charlie Condon, who was in AAA to start the season, makes his debut at first base and becomes what we hope he can become, the real deal. 3, Ezekiel Tovar comes back and becomes an all-star type shortstop. 4, somebody else, and most likely Jordan Beck in right field, starts to blossom as a star. And 5, the Rockies find somebody else, not just Chase Dollander, to be a pitcher going forward. And maybe it's Ryan Feldner, maybe it's somebody else. Those to me would be the 5 growth areas. If that happens, I think I'd be pretty happy.
All right, awesome stuff, Patrick. We appreciate your time. Look forward to your coverage, as I always do, this year on this new frontier of Colorado Rockies baseball. Thanks again for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, there he goes, Patrick Saunders. I love that dude.
Yeah.
He's a great guy to talk to, and we've been checking in with him for years. And
Easy to talk to, man.
Very easy to, and he's a very kind man, just in real life. Okay. On tomorrow's show, I know we're going to take some time and examine that Walker Monfort piece that's going to release in the morning. And I think we're going to learn some interesting stuff ahead of the Rockies' first pitch on opening day. Okay, shifting gears, the Nuggets are officially streaking, and last night they did it in historical fashion. That's next.
Between Riley Moss, Marvin Mims, and Jaquan McMillan, which one is most likely to get a contract extension from the Broncos?
I believe that Riley Moss, out of the 3, will have a contract extension by the end of this year. I'm not saying it's going to be happening early during camp. What I'm saying is George, Sean, they're going to let him go out there for another year.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing, a chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Spring weather is unpredictable. You never know which way you'll be adjusting your thermostat unless you have the right windows. And that's why with windownation.com, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient. Expert installers take just one day, and Window Nation products are backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better time to upgrade with Window Nation. In March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today.
When water, fire, or mold turn your home upside down, don't panic.
Bring Able to the table.
Able Restoration responds fast, secures your property, and handles everything from mitigation to full rebuild. One call, one team, start to finish. They work with your insurance, communicate clearly, and treat your home like it's their own. Because when it's time to protect what matters most, don't just hire anyone.
Bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Hey guys, your boy Snake here. Just because it's winter doesn't mean I'm sitting around waiting for the spring. I'm planting the yard, moving dirt, getting things ready for what's next. My friends at Beaux-Arts Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, they're doing their cleaning right now too. It's the not-so-winter event. Between everyday driving, busy schedules, and everything life throws at you, your vehicle works hard. And if you've been thinking about upgrading, now's the time to clean up your driveway and drive something new. Only at Beaux-Arts Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet. The not-so-winter event going on right now.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan on March 27th at the Basketball Social House for a live broadcast from 2 to 6 p.m. with The Drive. The first-of-its-kind sports bar and basketball suites experience is calling. Eat, drink, and catch every game on massive screens and shoot some hoops.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
At Thirsty Lion Scratch Kitchen, craft cocktails and beer, every dish is made fresh daily from chef-driven, globally inspired flavors to the classics you crave. Behind the bar, handcrafted cocktails meet a curated lineup of local and regional beers. It's a place to gather, unwind, and connect, where the energy is lively and the experience is always elevated. Thirsty Lion. Come as strangers, leave as friends. Visit them at the corner of 16th and Wynkoop or at thirstylionrestaurant.com.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, good stuff there from Patrick Saunders of the Denver Post, previewing the Rockies season. I want to shift gears. The Nuggets are officially streaking winners of 4 in a row, 7 of 9, and last night they made some history. I was in the building for it.
A biggity building.
It was so fun. And just we'll get to all that here in just a second. But guys, tomorrow we are doing our show live from the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. We're going to be broadcasting live from 2 to 6 p.m. Come hang out with us, shoot some baskets, and stay and watch the college basketball tournament. That'll be on all the TVs. The food is amazing. The drinks are cold. You will have a great time. We have not been out on the road in a few months, and I don't know the next time we're going to be out on the road. So looking forward to seeing some of our listeners tomorrow at the Basketball Social House. All right. Last night, the Denver Nuggets go head-to-head with the Dallas Mavericks. They win. The score is wild. Okay, if you like points, you like offense, last night was a game for you. 142 to 135.
I mean, it just back and forth, back and forth. See, and at one point, the Denver Nuggets started making me uncomfortable.
Yeah, me too.
4 minutes, fourth quarter, 4 minutes left. The Mavs were kind of sneaking back into it. Cooper flag, what's he going to do? Then we find a way to finish him off. But, man, that's a lot of scoring.
Yeah, it's a lot of scoring. The Denver Nuggets will just continue to, and you guys know the deal. Like, the defense it's really, really bad. But that offense, goodness gracious. I mean, it's Star Wars. Like, they get good looks on every single, I watch these NBA teams on NBA League Pass. Sometimes for certain teams, just getting a good look, let alone making it or missing it, like just getting a good look. The Nuggets get good looks every single time down the floor. Their offense is the best in the NBA, and if you want to look at some numbers would indicate it's one of the greatest offenses that we've ever seen. And I think, and I'm just sort of like theorizing, that a part of the reason, not all of it, because they're just not good at defense, okay? They're not a good defensive team, but like they're really, really, really bad this year.
Really bad.
And I think a part of it is because of just how good they are on offense. And they know it's almost like an arrogance. I'm not saying it's healthy. I'm trying to explain why it could be so bad that a team that came in last night, losers of 23 of their last 27, and hang 135 on you, that's 10 points more than the worst defense in the NBA gives up on a nightly basis. So I'm just trying to like rationalize, okay, if you have the best offense and a historically great offense, there's always an exit hatch to get out of.
Yeah.
And it's almost
another exit somewhere.
Yeah, and again, I think it's based on arrogance, even if it's subconscious, that we know we're so good offensively, you can't keep up with us. Therefore, we don't feel like we need to get down and guard.
But see, when somebody says that, and you may be right, but you're creating bad habits for yourself.
Totally.
Because now when you are playing the Thunder, or let's just say you're playing the Timberwolves in the first round, you're going to have to play defense. The Timberwolves are going to play great defense. The Thunder are going to play great defense, and you can't just flip that switch and think, okay, now we're going to just be these great defenders. That's not how it works. Now, offensively, they're going to always be on point because that's who they've been this whole year. The identity of the Denver Nuggets runs through the offense. We get it. But defensive, I mean, man, they can't even defend.
Dude, it's never been this bad.
Anything.
And I think that what's an important and relevant, dynamic to point out, and I'm not putting it all on this because these guys have their own choices to make.
Mm-hmm.
But Michael Malone was a defensive coach. David Adelman was Michael Malone's offensive coordinator. So Malone's emphasis was always on defense.
Yeah.
If I can't find, if these guys won't guard, I got to find 5 guys who will. Like, how many times have we heard that? But and there was like a toughness about Malone that is, by the way, just missing, I think, with this group.
Yeah, we're not plucky. I'll tell you that.
It's just it's probably not the healthiest approach.
It's finesse. That's what I look at it, right? Like at one point with the Avalanche, it was all about finesse, fast, speed, but they were missing something, and it was the grittiness, right? That toughness. With the Nuggets, it's the exact same thing. Scoring a bunch of points, transitioning baskets, right? All that's great, but when it's time to get down and dirty, and you have to be aggressive and have a physicality to you, the Denver Nuggets lack that still. And I thought AG coming back would help that out, and it has. Payton Watson being back in the mix will help that out, but they have to be more consistent defensively, or they will not. They will not beat the Thunder.
Well, and right now, by the way, it looks like they're going to play the Timberwolves in the first round. Things would have to really go sideways in Los Angeles for the Nuggets to go up and steal that 3 seed. That game in the last 2 weeks against Los Angeles was just so big. It was so big, and it's the most consequential, I think, loss of the season. Now, you could point to a bunch of other losses and say, man, had they only won this, how did they lose this game? And there's, unfortunately, probably 8 to 10 of those that you can point to throughout the year. But on a day like today, after last night, like I just can't keep talking about how bad the defense is.
No.
They have a great offense. They've won 4 in a row, 7 of 9. You have Jamal Murray going for 53 points. That dude has really met the moment. And he was at a bit of a fork in the road here after the last 2 years. And he has made the right call and answered the bell from a maturity standpoint, from a professional standpoint, from a work ethic standpoint, from a seriousness standpoint. So to watch him last night in person, for me personally, go for 53 points on 68% shooting. I mean, the guy took 6 free throws and scored over 50 points, has a franchise record 9 threes, and his running mate puts up a franchise record 19 assists to go with 23 points and 21 rebounds.
Didn't we see history last night?
Totally. It was the first time in the history of NBA basketball, which they've been playing for 80 years, that someone had 50 or more and his teammate went for at least 15, 15, and 15, let alone 23, 21, and 19.
And honestly, should have had the 20, right?
should've.
That last assist, and I thought it was going to come from P. Watt when he got fouled with the and one. It didn't go through. P. Watt goes to the free throw line. I think he makes one, misses one. But, man, he almost had that 20 assists, and I wish he would have got it. Now with Jamal Murray, Z, when he's in rhythm and he's in a zone,
oh my
he
gosh,
is so fun to watch. He's unstoppable. It doesn't matter what that man does, whether it's shooting the three, whether it's getting to the rim and finishing. The dude knows how to score points. And when he's confident and you have Jokic that's feeding him the ball and finding ways to get him open, it's a beautiful sight to see. Like, this is what we need to see from Jamal Murray in the postseason.
It'll give him a shot.
And it's not just the scoring to me, Z. It's the energy that's running through him. Did you see, and you were at the game, you were front row and personal, you got to see some of these guys before the game even tipped off. But Jamal Murray brought something like it was personal to the game. Like you felt the way he was feeling. One, he was heating up. He was talking to himself. He was talking to the fans.
Yep.
All right, 33 points in the first half.
Crazy.
But then comes back out with that same type of energy that, like, this is my court. I don't care if we're on a back-to-back and everybody else can make that excuse and, we didn't get the sleep. Jamal didn't care. He said, give me the ball. The step-back threes. All right, the driving, like I said earlier, like only Jamal Murray can do that at a high level and make it look so easy.
Yeah, he was brilliant. And when he's like that, when he's in that mode, there is no one better. And he gets to 53 so organically. Like, goodness, there's been 16 50-point games this season. But only three of the 16 has the player that scored 50 or more taken 6 free throws or less. And Jamal Murray has 2 of the 3. Are you kidding me? In a day and age where guys are flopping like a damn fish to get to the free throw line.
One of them big salmons, huh?
You have Jamal Murray just like organically and ethically getting over 50 points on 60. That's how you're supposed to get to 53. You have a night, not scoring 83 and not even shooting 50%.
Oh, dang. Who you taking a shot at?
You know who I'm taking a shot at. All right. We'll get back into Nuggets at the top of the hour. I have more thoughts from just some stuff I saw last night that the cameras may have not, that I know the cameras didn't pick up, and a thing or two that I learned having some conversations there. But before we get to that, the Avs are back on the ice tonight. What is the key to finishing a perfect road trip? That's next.
Baseball is back, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is leading off the season in style. Join us Friday, April 3rd for our home opener party at Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will get the party started live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the Tribe will come out of the bullpen to close things out from 2 to 6.
How about that?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Progressive knows you think the grass is always greener. Like maybe you ride a motorcycle. But today, it's raining. So you wish you had an RV. But if you did, you'd have to listen to some guy parked next to you at a campsite plays acoustic guitar. Now, before you start wishing you had a boat, remember, your brother-in-law would invite himself every weekend.
Permission to come aboard, Captain?
But one thing that is greener is the money you could save when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SPEED to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SPEED for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Buy one window and get one 50% off through March 31st. And mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors make today a Bluebird day.
High five! Up top!
Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Heck yeah!
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Yes!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping. Woo!
For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And I've learned to grind through injuries and keep moving forward. But now that grind is becoming a breakdown. If you're ignoring joint pain, you're just waiting for a surgery you don't want. At Regenerex, they use your body's own biology, like stem cells, PRP, shockwave therapy, to repair the damage and get you back in the game. They focus on regenerating the joints, not just masking the symptoms. So you need to give my guys over at Regenerex a call today and schedule a free consultation. The number is 303-630-9770 or visit regenerex.co.
As temperatures rise, the last thing you want is an air conditioner that can't keep up. That's where Day and Night Mechanical Solutions of Denver comes in. They specialize in repairing and installing all types of heating and cooling systems, keeping your home comfortable no matter the season. From quick repairs to full system replacements, their expert technicians get the job done right the first time. Call Day and Night Mechanical Solutions or visit dnmech.com to schedule your service or free estimate. Day and Night Mechanical Solutions. Heating and cooling you can count on day and night.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaid spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you grow your business from idea to industry leader? With smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Waterloo Turf Denver. Get your Saturdays back.
Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
Against the Jets. It's a 4-game road trip. By the way, last 4-game road trip of the season. Wrapping up tonight, man, we are getting to the end of the road here. And Avs 3-0-0 on this trip. In fact, Avs are 9-1-0 in their last 10 road games and have the best road record in the entire league. 24-7-5 away from Ball Arena. It has been a dominant season for the Avs. Couple rough patches to be expected, but in totality, this Avs team has been remarkable, historically good in several different departments.
They're ready, man.
They are ready. But I want to make sure, like this game tonight against Winnipeg, I don't feel great about it. A final game of a 4-game roadie, and it's your last of the year. Oftentimes in NBA, NHL, like when you can let up a little bit, especially when you're 3-0. On that 4-game road trip. And the Jets have already beaten, like they've played twice, and both games have been nip and tuck. It's been a 3-2 victory for the Avs, a 2-1 victory for the Jets, and looking forward to taking this one in.
I mean, it's going to be the battle of the goalies. You got Blackwell in between the pipes. He is still battling to be the starting goalie for the Avs. Make no mistake about it. He feels like he can be the one. Now, what does Wedgie do when he gets his opportunity yet again later on? So it's going to be interesting. And then, of course, Connor Hellebuck. And what he has done in his years, 3 Vezina trophies. All right, he dominated with Team USA. That was fun to watch. And now he's going up against the Avs yet again. He's going to try to stand on his head. But, man, I actually have a great feeling about this game. I think that there's just a different motive and a different way of thinking for the Colorado Avalanche, knowing that the season's almost over. Postseason's around the corner. They're fully healthy because Lecky will be in the mix tonight. So what does that look like? I'm wondering if Lecky's going to be on the third line with Kadri, because Bednar has said that he wants to see Kadri and Lecky together. So what does that look like when they're paired together again, like the Cup run? And I think that they're ready to just get this road trip over with. And how do you do that? You start fast, you finish strong. You put shots on goal. You pepper Hellebuck. You force him to have to stand on his head. And you know that they're going to try to muddy this game up. They're going to try to clog the neutral zones. They're going to try to be physical with you. And this is a great time for you to adjust and find a way to win this game so you can go home on a 4-0 road trip.
Well, you're dealing with a desperate group there in Winnipeg. They are fighting for their playoff life. And that's why I look at tonight and Saturday similarly, because you're going to go back-to-back. It's a home and home here. Tonight in Winnipeg, and then on Saturday, you're going to host Winnipeg. A bit of an early start on Saturday at 5 o'clock. But I just, if in a perfect world, you beat Winnipeg twice, their playoff chances are over. Okay? They're over. But if they did make the playoffs, it'd be as the second wild card. And that's who would match up with the Avs in the postseason. And I would pick the Avs, certainly, probably to win in 5. But there's always that risk you run in hockey with a goaltender of Connor Hellebuck's stature that he could be the equalizer, because these two teams are, the Avs are just better, okay? They're just better. Now, that being said, Winnipeg was the best team in the league last year.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot there. They've already beat you. But you run that risk if they were to sneak into the playoffs. You run that risk that you run into a hot goaltender. And, man, it's like the three-point shot in basketball. It's like turnovers in football. It can just it can even the playing field a bit, So I would like to – and I'll say this too, and I know hockey fans know this, like Connor Hellebuck's playoff history is actually kind of unkind to him, despite his legendary status of.
I was gonna say Georgiev played better than Connor Hellebuck last time.
He did.
The Avs met in the postseason.
But even though that happened, I just wouldn't want to run that risk of someone for 7 games just being a wall. And you do run that risk with Connor Hellebuck. Again, would I be picking the Avs? Of course I would. But I just like to avoid that. I would just like to avoid
go around him. Just go around. I feel
beat them. Go right through them. Don't go around them. Go right through them tonight and Saturday, and then you won't see them.
But you seem like a little nervous. You're over there shaking a little bit. Shaking like a stripper.
I don't love the way I feel. But look, I'm gonna watch it and be receptive and be rooting for the Avs, and hopefully everything turns out all good and really just stomps out their playoff dreams here there in Winnipeg. The Avalanche, think about this. The Avs lead the NHL in points, wins, regulation wins, goals per game, goals against per game, goal differential, shots per game, 5-on-5 scoring, even strength scoring, and have the highest scoring blue line. They are.
What more do you want them to do?
They are incredible. Cale Makar tonight sitting on 499 career points, 136 goals, 363 assists in just 465 games. If he finds a way to put one in the back of the net or have an assist, he's going to become the 4th fastest defenseman in the history of the sport to get to 500 career points. And I believe that's going to happen tonight. So here we go. Puck drops just after 6 o'clock. All right, shifting gears. The Broncos may be investing in a position in next month's draft that may catch you by surprise. That's next.
Sure, the Thunder have SGA, the Lakers have Luka, the Spurs have Wemby. But at the end of the day, the Nuggets have one thing that the other teams don't. And that should give Nuggets fans a ton of optimism heading toward the postseason.
I know that there's a lot of questions, concerns, hopeful optimism when it comes to the Nuggets, but I want to remind everybody this. They've got Nikola Jokic, and everybody does not.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Have you looked at your credit card statement lately? You're working 40, 50 hours a week just to buy groceries and gas, things you used to be able to afford. And the credit card companies are charging you over 20% interest for the privilege. Think about that. Over 20%. It's designed to keep you underwater. American Financing is doing something they hate. They're actually helping people. They have mortgage rates in the 5. They're showing homeowners how to take their hard-earned equity to wipe out that high-interest debt. The average savings is $800 a month. So talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. No upfront fees, no obligation to see how much you can save. And if you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments. Give American Financing a call. America's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196 for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
I'm Rob Wilhite. A car accident can change everything in a moment. For almost 50 years, my firm has gone up against insurers and won over $1 billion for our clients. If you were hit, don't wait. Evidence fades, witnesses disappear, And the insurance companies know that. We move fast. You should too. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or go to willheightwins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or willheightwins.com. We're here for Coloradans when it matters most. The Will Height Law Firm. Colorado Strong. willheightwins.com.
You recognize the name Valerie Bertinelli. She rose to fame starring in the television show One Day at a Time, winning 2 Golden Globes. Today, she's 65 and opening up about what she's learned in life. My name is Glenn Jamrock. I'm the chairman of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. Valerie reveals in her new book and People magazine cover article that today she loves her life. She's let go of the notion of living for others at the expense of herself. She feels free. Valerie's life lessons can benefit us all. Yes, it's nice when others approve of us, but when that approval attacks the essence of who we are, it simply doesn't work. I realize it feels odd to have a bank talk like this, but that's what friends do. A commitment to one another. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
What's going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here. Are you facing an unexpected out-of-pocket expense for your new roof? In 2024 and 2025, 37% of insurance storm claims have gone unpaid. Before you commit a costly full replacement, you need to give Roof Restore Denver a call today. Their roof repair and shingle rejuvenation process can save you up to 80% compared to replacing your roof. They're going to restore the essential oils in your asphalt shingles, extend their lifespan, improve durability, and even enhance curb appeal. Plus, every service includes a 5-year transferable warranty. So give Roof Restore Denver a call today at 720-749-9777 or visit roofrestoredenver.com. Again, that's roofrestoredenver.com.
It's the College Hoops Showdown, wall-to-wall basketball, and zero time to mess with your lawn. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade yard work for game time. No mowing, no watering, no mud on game day. Just a green championship-level lawn all season long. Perfect for watch parties, pets, and backyard hoops. From backyards to putting greens, Waterloo Turf installs premium artificial turf built for Colorado. Visit waterlooturf.com/Denver and book your free consultation. Waterloo Turf, get your Saturdays back, and don't miss the buzzer. When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines.
Bring Able to the table.
Able Restoration is your first-round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. They move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance. This isn't practice. This is your home. So when it's time to step up and protect what matters most,
bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600. Go Able!
New crispy chicken crunch wrap sliders at Taco Bell with nuggets and your choice of sauce inside. One's a snack, more's a meal. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 1043 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Thursday. Appreciate you guys rocking with. It's been a really fun show that has been flying by. I want to dive back into some Nuggets stuff right around the top of the hour.
There's a lot to talk about, man. We didn't talk about Jokic shit yet. We didn't talk about P. Watt. We didn't talk about my boy ZB being in the building and what he saw.
Yeah,
up close and personal.
Yeah, I'll share some anecdotes here once we get into it at the top of the hour. But before we do that, I think the Broncos may be investing in a position in next month's draft that could catch you by surprise. All right, and I would co-sign it if they went down this road. Now, I'm not banging the table about it, but I would co-sign it. And what I'm talking about is continuing to invest in the quarterback position with a young drafted quarterback. Now, I'm not talking about with the 62nd overall pick or even a third-round pick, or maybe not even a fourth-round pick, but somewhere in maybe the mid to late rounds.
Now, when you talk about this, is this something they need to do?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
And just in your eyes.
No, I just, but I'm acknowledging a couple things, and it sounds like the Broncos could be here, and we'll tell you a new detail we learned today. I think that a couple things. One, the positional importance. It's really hard to compare any other position in football to quarterback.
Hard to do. Very hard to do. That's why there's only one quarterback on the field at a time, right? That's why it's hard to find a franchise quarterback, which, by the way, the Denver Broncos have. It's hard to find a quarterback that you can trust to run the system, to stay healthy, to make some big plays when it matters the most in 2-minute drill. It's just hard to do.
Yep, and I'm not. This is not an indictment of Bo, really at all, or what he has or hasn't done on the football field. That's not the case at all. The Broncos found their quarterback, but that doesn't mean you stop evaluating the position and these players coming out of college. And I think that with this conversation, I'm acknowledging a couple things. One, just simply and most importantly, the importance of the position. That's like first and second above anything else that I'm going to say here. Secondarily, though, is I'm also acknowledging an injury history with Bo, and to have your ankle broken 3 different times, it's very unusual. And I might even say 3.5 times, and as I've kind of like just kind of.
What's the half? The half was his rookie year when he goes under the knife to clean up the ankle, clean up the back, which, by the way, guys, even if it's a short procedure, once you go under and they have to cut you open to clean things out, that's still considered big-time surgery. And a surgeon would tell you that.
I don't know about big time.
No, they like.
Well, it just depends.
Well, no. What I mean by that is it's serious. It's serious. And I actually, when I messed my pinky up, right, sliced it up, I had to go get surgery on it.
Yep.
And I was like, yeah, you can just, it should be like a small surgery, right? Like small surgery, you put it back together. And he said, listen, dude. And he actually, he's the guy who works on the Colorado Avalanche players. For some odd reason, a lot of the guys' fingers get messed up.
Okay.
And he said, any surgery you do is serious. And I think he was just trying to make sure I understand, like, hey, dude, like anytime you go under the knife, things could happen to you.
Yep. No, and there's no question about it. And so when you have 3 different ankle breaks that derail 3 separate seasons, once in high school, once in college, and here after your second year in the NFL with the cleanup job after his first year on that ankle. So when we talk about investing in the position, it's the importance of the position, it's the injury history with Bo, and just a bit of not even protection. I don't even mean to say that, but just an acknowledgement of what has been and what could be that we're hoping all not is the case, right? And then also, it was 3 weeks ago that we were getting reports that teams were calling on Jarrett Stidham. And I think that we could be coming to the end of the road of the Jarrett Stidham experience here in Denver. Could be.
Well, this is last year, right? Last year on his contract, he gets paid $10 million. He, at some point, wants an opportunity to be a starting quarterback, and it's not going to be here with the Denver Broncos, not when Bo Nix is in town.
Right. So I think that you should look at it. And just because, and again, I'm not banging the table or dying on the hill, but just because you have a quarterback doesn't mean that you don't keep on investing it. Peyton Manning was a star quarterback. Bo Nix is not a star quarterback just yet, right? Franchise quarterback, yes. Star quarterback, no. Peyton Manning was a star quarterback, number 1 pick in the draft. But that didn't prevent the Colts from drafting Jim Sorgi in the 6th round in 2004, Curtis Painter in the 6th round in 2009. Even the year that the Colts drafted Andrew Luck, number 1 overall, they drafted another quarterback in that class. Tom Brady is the most accomplished quarterback in NFL history. That didn't stop the Patriots in 2002 from drafting Rohan Davey out of LSU in the 4th round. The very next year, Cliff Kingsbury out of Texas Tech in the 6th round. 2 years later, in 2005, Tom Brady's in his prime. Didn't prevent them from drafting Matt Castle out of USC in the 7th round. Kevin O'Connell 3 years later in the 3rd round, top 100 pick.
That's an interesting one right there.
Yeah, out of San Diego State. Zach Robinson out of Oklahoma State in 2010 when they had Tom Brady. The very next year in 2011, they drafted Ryan Mallett again in the 3rd round, a top 75 pick. out of Arkansas when they had Tom Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo in 2014 in the second round. That was a 62nd overall pick. That's the pick that the Broncos have this year, that the Patriots used on Jimmy G when they had Brady. They drafted Jacoby Brissett when they had Brady in the 3rd round, top 100 pick. They drafted Danny Etling out of LSU in the 7th round when they had Brady. And they even drafted a guy named Jarrett Stidham in the 4th round out of Auburn in 2019 when they still had Brady. So
you're saying do your homework.
Do your homework.
Go in there and get a quarterback that you want to develop.
If it makes sense,
no,
Phil.
for sure. But isn't Sean this guy that's a guru when it comes to developing quarterbacks? Isn't Davis Webb have his hands all on Bo Nix and his development? So why not go and get a guy that you can mold into the system that can sit there behind Jarrett Stidham, Bo Nix, knowing that he's not going to play anytime soon.
Right.
But he can kind of develop into that backup quarterback, because we all know you need a backup quarterback in this league. We had a backup quarterback playing at Jarrett Stidham in the AFC Championship.
Crazy.
So you need a backup quarterback. Well, like, why not get your own that you draft, you develop, and maybe one day you pay to still be the backup for Bo Nix? I'm not mad at it. Would I do it, Z? No. All right, you gave some of your draft capital up by getting Jalen Waddle. There's still a couple holes that need to be filled. The running back position, tight end, defensive tackle. Hell, you can even go ahead and invest in a safety like Kuiper's draft wanted to go and do in the first round. But you can do that just because these guys go down so fast. And these are positions that multiple guys can play at one time. So that's what I'm looking for. And then because we're in a Super Bowl window, and it's Super Bowl or bust in my eyes. I don't know anybody else's eyes, but in my beautiful eyes, I would just rather have Jarrett Stidham and Sam Ehlinger, who's been sitting there, knows the system. You kind of are more comfortable with them. And then maybe next year you can draft a quarterback if that's the case. I wouldn't draft a quarterback right now, but that's just me. I'm not going to be mad if they do. It's insurance policy.
You only do it if it makes sense for the actual human being, that you see something and you're like, we know. Like, and I'll give you an example. Drew Aller. Drew Aller. And I know some of you guys hate Drew Aller around here.
That's your boy. You told us.
He's not my boy. He's not my boy.
He said, man, this guy is going to be a top draft pick.
Drew,
did he not?
What I said was, hold on, what I said was, before it was during last year, not this past college football season. Yeah. It was last year. I said, don't be surprised. This is damn near a quote. Don't be surprised once they get through the draft process if Drew Aller is a first-round pick. And I still feel like he got hurt and had a down season, didn't play well enough. But I thought I was on good footing when I said that. Well, here's the thing. You may be able to get that Shador discount.
Why are you going at Shador? Why Shador?
I'm not going at Shador. At one point, he was thought to be the number one pick.
I think you and I both know that we need to sit out
the
quarterback conversation. Okay,
I'm not sitting on a thing. I'm not sitting on a thing.
MPJ for me. All right, Michael Penix Jr. is not looking like a sure thing, and then JJ for you. Maybe we should sit out on this.
Look, what I'm saying is a guy like Drew Aller, who has all the physical gifts, big, strong-armed, can move.
Yeah.
But his stock plummeted, right? So he went from being a potential first-round pick. Maybe he's sitting there in the 5th round, and Davis Webb is just looking at him like, dude, you want to know who he kind of reminds me of? And he was raw just like he was coming out of Wyoming. Man, he reminds me of my former teammate, Josh Allen. Right? And I'm just making this up. I'm literally just making it up.
Disrespect on Josh.
Well, Josh couldn't complete passes in the Mountain West, Phil.
He couldn't.
And then he became one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL.
But my man, he was always a freakish athlete.
Well, Drew Aller's got physical tools that made me say what I said a year and a half, 2 years ago.
We get it.
So, if he's sitting there in the 5th round, it's got to make perfect sense. It's got to make. You don't do this just to do it. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about reinvesting in the quarterback position, especially if you are taking calls on Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham could still get traded. And so I just think you should be open and receptive to the idea and not have the door closed and locked because you did find Bo Nix.
The door may be closed on certain things, but it's never locked. It's never locked. And you're right. If Jarrett Stidham, and maybe it's not the Denver Broncos that truly want to get rid of him. Maybe it's Jarrett Stidham saying, hey, coach, I want to be out of here because I want a shot to be a starting quarterback. And maybe he's talking to his agent trying to leak it out so somebody takes the bait and calls into Denver and says, hey, look, we'll give you a 5th-round draft pick for Jarrett Stidham. And then, Z, you can go get your Drew Aller in the 5th round. You see what I did right there?
If it makes sense. If it makes sense, I think you should be open to it because of the importance of the position. If they can draft, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different quarterbacks when they had Tom Brady and they were winning Super Bowls, you should be open to it when you have Bo Nix, who is still, ascending and developing and all that. So
maybe you know what we need to do? We need to do a deep dive on Sean Payton when Drew Brees was quarterback.
Oh, there you go.
How many quarterbacks were drafted while Drew Brees was with the New Orleans Saints?
That is good. That is good.
Because that would tell us a lot right there.
Before we move on, let's just do it right now.
Oh, okay.
Let's just do it right now. I am looking at it. So Drew Brees came there, I think it was in 2006, I want to say, was his first year in New Orleans. Yeah, because I think it was Sean's first draft was Reggie Bush, and that was in 2006. All right, so no quarterbacks in that class. No quarterbacks in the 2007 class. No quarterbacks in the 2008 class. 2009, no. They did draft a quarterback in the 2010 class late. And this is what I'm saying, like, if it makes sense. Sean Canfield out of Oregon State they took. 2011, no. 12, no. 13, no. 14, no. 15, yes, in the 3rd round. Garrett Grayson from Colorado State.
Garrett Grayson, I do remember that.
How about that? That is a name from the past. Sean Payton drafted Garrett Grayson when he had Drew Brees. So, yes, I feel validated in this conversation for 2 different ways. One, the Saints drafted multiple quarterbacks when they had Drew Brees. And 2, we found out today that the Denver Broncos had a meeting with the Rutgers quarterback. And so if you're at least putting your line in the water of potentially, don't be shocked if they do this.
Z, maybe the writing's on the wall. We thought the exact same thing with Ben Powers, and yet they still kept Ben Powers, but you never know. You never know. You should always invest in every position if you can. Quarterback being an important one. Bo Nix has been injured two years already. 2 years. So why not have a guy that not necessarily is ready to play right away? If something happens to Bo, that's Jarrett Stidham's job. But maybe a couple years from now, can develop into that backup quarterback role, and we all know you need a backup.
All right, I've had crazier ideas.
Yes, you have.
This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Woo! Come on, Coach, put me in. I would have gave Jokic his 20th assist. I would have got it to him.
Well, here's the thing. At the very end of the game, I don't know if you noticed this, but Jokic advanced the basketball past half court to Christian Brown.
I noticed it.
Turned down the shot. I'm like, dude, CB, he can just keep it himself. He's advancing it to you to shoot it.
So you're saying he knew he needed one more assist?
Of course he knew. He's a supercomputer. He's Chat GPT's basketball version. Of course he knew he had 19 assists. And CB turned it down. But last night it was, I felt thankful to be in the building, for last night. And there's been so many bad losses this year, for the Nuggets, where sometimes I've even said into the microphone, like, damn, I feel bad if you spent hundreds of dollars, had your family down there, and they had a, unprofessional approach. Last night, you got your money's worth when Jamal Murray goes for 53 points on 68% shooting, a franchise record.
So efficient.
9 made threes. He took just 6 free throws. And then you have his running mate, Nikola Jokic, go for 23 points, 21 rebounds, and a franchise record 19 assists to just 1 turnover, which is psychotic. It was just a look, was it perfect? No. But don't let perfection be the enemy of really good. Last night was a really good night for the Denver Nuggets. Their 4th straight win, 7 of their last 9, and things are at least moving in the right direction.
And that's all you're asking for. You're asking for the starting 5, the one stay healthy. Stay healthy. And two, and I know AG didn't play, but AG didn't play not because he's hurting, but we're trying to keep him from getting hurt. But also start to build the chemistry back up. And Jokic is giving everybody an opportunity to make the big plays. And now they're starting to reward him. And that's why he had almost the 20 assists, because everybody is making their shots. Everybody is moving around, finding those pockets that make sense, and Jokic is finding them. And then, of course, for Jamal Murray, I mean, my man just heated up. 33 points in the first half.
Crazy.
He was feeling himself. I mean, Z, I know you were at the game, so you were up close and personal, but on the TV screen, he's talking to himself. He's getting into it with the fans in a good way, where he's talking back. He's pumping them up. He's flexing those little muscles that he has.
Yep.
And it's like, man, this is what I want to see from him. I know it's not going to happen every night during a regular season, but come postseason, come the playoffs, when we have a home game, Jamal has to be that version of himself, not necessarily the 53 points, but when they're asking you to create shots and make the baskets and get to the rim and finish, you have to do that, and that's exactly what that man did last night.
This is a player who a year ago could not get separation from defenders.
No, we would come in here every single day talking about, man, Jamal, he's lost it seems like. He's not the same version of himself.
He looks 15 to 18 pounds lighter than he did in the postseason last year. And you're seeing some of the explosion, going to the basket, finishing, creating that separation. I mean, this dude's bag is so deep. The step back threes, the pump fake threes, the fadeaways from the mid-range, finishing at the 10, creating for others. I mean, this guy's averaging a career-high 7 assists, by the way. And so he is meeting the moment. I have been very critical of Jamal Murray, and rightfully so. If you haven't been critical of Jamal Murray these past 2 years, I don't believe you've been doing this job the right way. It was hanging right there. And to his credit, he has really pivoted. It felt like he was at a fork in the road for his career. And, man, he took the right route, and he needs to stay on this route from a leadership standpoint, from a professionalism standpoint, from a performance standpoint. Like, all of it is check this year.
Why do you think that is, Z? I mean, he's been in the league. He's won a championship. All right, then he comes back, doesn't look like the same version of himself. We're questioning him. All right, then he comes back this year all of a sudden and decides to have a career year, looking slim. Mentally, he's all in. What changed?
I don't know. I don't know his heart. I don't know the inner workings of his mind. Maybe he's just maturing as a person. You know, when I was 27, 28 years old, I was still making like mistakes, right? You're getting in your own way.
Hell,
you know,
I still make mistakes.
And so do I, right? And I still get in my own way.
I'm on the couch every other week.
Well,
damn.
But for Jamal, his stock was so down. Like the year, you know, they do the top 100, players, the vote every year. And there was a time after the championship, Jamal Murray was like inside the top 20. He was barely inside the top 50 this past year when he's supposed to be hitting his, like truly right in the middle of his prime. And there was the stuff in the postseason and throwing the heat pack and being super unprofessional with the media, and
he was going through it, man.
The Team Canada stuff and making the wrong decisions between Game 6 and Game 7 of last year in the postseason when he was dead sick. And we've covered all that, but we're here now, and it feels like he has risen to the moment that is required for a max player. And also, when you're a part of the face of a franchise, and there's two faces of the franchise, there's really the big one, right? But Jamal Murray's like right underneath Jokic, and you can't win a championship without him. And when your team, when you fire your head coach and you fire the general manager, I would like to think that there was some conviction that Jamal felt of like,
it's his. Some of it was his fault.
Yeah, some of it's my fault. The decisions I would make, like Jamal leaving in the middle of a road trip, right? They're in Memphis. He leaves the team and flies to New York City. Like, even by NBA standards, like that is unusual. And so when David Adelman gets up there at the introductory press conference after the only coach Jamal Murray ever knew was fired and says we need to be more professional,
he's talking about Jamal.
Exactly. So it's like if there was ever a moment to look in the mirror, like it was then. And he might not have liked what was looking back at him. So to his credit, he has stopped some of the nonsense. He has completely got in shape. He entered into the season for the first time in shape in many years. And now, guess what? What are the results you get?
He's playing great basketball, elite basketball.
It's a career high in points. It's a career high in field goal percentage. It's a career high in three-point percentage. It's a career high in assists. It's a career high in rebounds. Like, this isn't an accident.
No, you have to put the work in. But I love what you said earlier, man, and it hit home to me at the beginning of the show, and I know you're going to share it here again. All that is fine and dandy with Jamal. Like, we know what he can be. He's this star athlete, and when he puts his mind to it, he did it in college, and he's doing it in the NBA. He wins a title because of him as well, not just Jokic.
No, totally.
But there's things that happen in your life that just change the way you view the world. And I know for me and you, it's the exact same thing.
Yep.
And you go home and you see two beautiful kids. For me, two beautiful kids. I don't know about how many kids Jamal has. I think it's just one.
I think it's just a daughter, yeah.
But when you go home and you see those little kids smiling and wanting to run up to daddy, it changes the way you think of the world and the life and what you do. And I almost started tearing up a little bit when you said that you saw something that could have helped maybe even Jamal get through a game like this where he just explodes.
And you know, I don't want to get carried away and over-sensationalize what I'm going to share. And I don't think that it's like I'm drawing a straight line from what I saw in the pregame to what happened. But I do think the mindset and his current mindset and mind frame, I think it could be significant because before the game, this is in between. It's before the players all run out, right? But after he did his individual pregame.
And this is not the first time you've seen Jamal.
Yeah. So last year in the playoffs, I remember there was a moment that he had on a court with his daughter. His daughter's very young, maybe 3 years old,
Mm-hmm.
Look, I've been to hundreds of Nuggets games, right? So I know the rhythm of Jamal. I know his disposition. I know his warm-up routine, and I know his rhythm. And I remember last year in the postseason when his daughter was out in the court, it was just a crazy lightness to him. And then he goes out and just goes crazy in the game. Well, last night, I'm behind the scenes in the stadium, and I'm in the hallway where the players' locker room is. And there's no one in the hallway in that moment. It was me, a security woman, and Jamal Murray comes out of the family room, which is different from the locker room. He comes out of the family room, and he's holding his daughter. And when I tell you guys that the smile that Jamal Murray had on his face, not like a smile you would pose for a picture, but the kind where your mouth is open and it's taking up your entire face.
Well, brighten the day.
And he's got his daughter in his arms, and he's doing like noses with her, you know? He's rubbing his nose, and he is giggling like a boy with his little girl. And there was no one around. There's no cameras around. And he was completely in the moment with her, sharing this special little moment between the two. And I'm definitely not saying, hey, he had this light moment with his daughter, then he goes score 53. But what I'm suggesting could be possible is that he is in the right mind frame.
Frees up his mind.
And mindset to have the moment with his daughter and then go execute 53 points just where he's at in his headspace. And so, yeah, that was a fun little moment that just me and the security woman captured.
But it's a big moment, Z. And the reason I bring that up
is growing up, Phil. He's growing up.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's about growing up and understanding it's more than just you. I used to do it with my kid, and Phil got to go to one game with Dad, and that was the Indianapolis Colts game when I was with the Colts.
Thursday Night Football, and he still didn't understand it. Till this day, and I talk to Royce about this all the time. I talk to my wife when we have time. She says, what's one thing you wish could have happened for you? And I said, I wish my kids could truly see Daddy play football. Sure.
Which will never happen in real life anymore, right? It would just be video.
Thankfully, you have the videos.
Exactly, right? You have the videos. But I would love to have him on that football field running around, give me a kiss before the game.
Sure.
Jamal gets to have that.
Yep.
And it does free you up. I used to talk to my son because Sophia wasn't born yet, before every game. And I asked myself this, I said, what are you doing this for? And we still have to ask ourselves this throughout life. What are you doing what you're doing for? All right, we go to work every single day. Why? Because we have to survive and we have to supply for our family. Right? That's what we do now. We have kids. That's why we do this.
Sure.
And we love it. And so for Jamal, it's the same thing. At some point, you have to figure out why you're still doing this, and especially when you have all the money, You had the success. You have a championship. You're sitting there still with a hole that you need to fill. Then you have this beautiful baby girl that you get to see every day. You say, damn, that's what I do it for. Then you're free. And then you have a game like you did. It's bigger than you think.
Well, you just love to see it. And then you have, Jamal's running mate. I legitimately, I don't know if the 53 points is, it probably is more impressive than what Jokic did last night.
I don't know, man.
But 23 points, 21 rebounds, and a franchise record 19 assists to go with a single turnover,
come on,
is one of the craziest stat lines that you will ever see. And he's now stringing them together because we just reacted to a game against Phoenix where Jokic went for 23 points, 17 assists, and 17 rebounds. And so you look at this. Jokic now has 18 20-15-15 games at a minimum. And I know he's going over these numbers, but a 20-15-15 is one of the rarest stat lines in NBA history. And to illustrate that, in the last 40 years of NBA basketball, the most that anyone has ever done 20-15-15 is 7. In 4 decades, Jokic now has 18 of those games. And that means the gap between a 20-15-15 game between Jokic and anyone else in the last 40 years, the gap between them is more games than number 2 has actually strung together. And I know, like, I'm trying to articulate this the right way, and I think of the Greg Penner example when I say the Broncos ownership group is worth so much money, they're so wealthy, that the gap between them and number 2, which is David Tepper in Carolina, the gap between the Broncos ownership group and number 2, the gap is more money than number 2 is actually worth.
That's insane. That's insane.
It's the same idea with this Jokic stat, that the gap between 20-15-15 games between he and anyone else in the last 40 years is more games between he and number 2 than number 2 actually produced. And I know it's kind of like,
it's just like it just shows you how great this man is and how consistent this man is. And Z, there's no argument. Yes, what Jamal Murray did last night is great, but what Jokic did last night, and we get so numb to it because it seems like he does it every single night, but that's so damn impressive because not only do you get the points, but you're getting rebounds, and everybody is leaning on you. It's not like a rebound just comes to Jokic. No, he has to go and fight for it. Then he has to find ways to get everybody open because he's the quarterback pretty much, and then he has to rely on somebody else to have success and make the basket so he can get rewarded.
Sure.
That's more impressive than even 53 points because you're doing it all as a center. Think about that. As a center, you're doing everything and more. Come on.
It's pretty remarkable. It's pretty remarkable. And if you look, I remember once upon a time back in February, Jokic shot under 50% in the month of February. It was the first time he shot under 50% over the course of a month in 6 years. Okay? Now look what he's shooting. 1 month after having the below 50% for the first time in 6 years, he is back to shooting over 57%. In fact, last night was actually the first game he shot under 50% this entire month. This dude has been on one. And so look at the 3-game sequence. Against Portland on Sunday, 22, 14, and 14. Against Phoenix on Tuesday, 23, 17, and 17. And then last night, 23, 21, and 19. Guys, this isn't normal. This is insane. When you talk about a 3-game sequence and you went for 22, 14, and 14, and that's the worst game of the 3, it's unthinkable what this guy's doing. And I will maintain to say, because he's not going to win the MVP.
That's in my head right now, Z. I was going to ask you.
He's not going to win.
Are we sure that he's not going to be battling for it?
No, because people are numb to it. Even like people in our market are numb to it. We have to actively remind ourselves, don't take this for granted. I mean, how many times do we have to say this, right?
Every day.
But we still have to say it. But I will continue to say that if you took out Will Smith's neuralizer from Men in Black and you wiped every MVP voter's mind of anything of basketball they've ever seen. And they were looking at this Jokic season for the first time when he's averaging a 28-point triple-double, leading the league in rebounds and assists that has never been done before. So you're a top 10 scorer, and you're leading the league in rebounds and assists for the first time in the history of the sport. If you wiped everyone's memory clean, Jokic would be the league's MVP. But we are so numb to his greatness in the same way that we get numb to the value that your wife provides on a day-to-day basis, but because they're always there and they're so consistent, you unconsciously take them for granted.
You miss them when they're gone, though.
No doubt. And same thing with our moms and dads,
sir.
and every case is its own. But what we're seeing is incredible. And I thought one of my favorite plays last night.
Drum roll.
Dude. One of the highlights of the game when Jokic gave the around the back pass to the Payton Watson dunk.
Mr. Watson.
Did you realize what play that was? What action that was? It was the one that I isolated 6 weeks ago and made the video for Instagram.
You might need to make the video again, man.
Dude, if you haven't seen it, it's one of my. I'm just so tickled by this stuff. They run a play, and the point of the play is to get Payton Watson going downhill.
And they've done it multiple times with P-Watt.
They have. They tried it earlier in the game and went for the flare screen instead, and so P-Watt just didn't get the ball. And I said to myself, I'm watching, they ran it, but he didn't get it. I wonder if they'll do it again. And they did it in the second half, and it worked.
You think Jokic is processing it, setting it up, boom.
So I'm going to try to describe it, but I can show you better than I can tell you. And I'm not
said that multiple times, huh?
And I'm not.
You dog, you.
Such an idiot. If you haven't seen it on my Instagram, and I know I'm shamelessly plugging my social media, but go to my Instagram. You don't even have to be following me. Go to my Reels page and look at it. It's from the past couple months. What they do is, and it's such a fun little, and it's a little David Adelman special. They put two shooters in the corners, okay? And Jokic is bringing the ball up, and they'll have Payton Watson set what's called like a flare screen, which a shooter will then break out from the middle of the floor to the wing using Payton Watson's screen to get open, right? And what happens is the defenses switch. But instead of setting the screen in a traditional flare sense where your shoulders are facing the sideline, he almost does it like a hybrid between a traditional flare screen and a back screen. And what the back screen allows it to do when the defenders switch, Payton Watson, because he kind of sets it like a back screen or a rip screen, he gets to dive to the basket with no one in front of him, and the help defense is worried about the two shooters in the corner, and it leads to highlights. Like Payton Watson dunked on the head of Chet Holmgren in one of his best plays he's ever had from this play. Jokic had an around the back pass in a different game to P-Watt for a crazy highlight.
This is like the P-Watt special.
It's a creative way to get him going downhill. And I have Aaron Gordon ringing in my ears when he was mic'd up one night saying, man, Payton Watson going downhill is as good as anyone in the NBA. And so they ran that, and that was the play. If you go back and watch it on the around the back slam dunk that the crowd was going crazy for, it's a creative little fun little.
But see, this is good stuff right here, Z, because some people don't understand that there are plays being ran every single night when it comes to basketball. And you know what? While everybody was complaining about, the Denver Nuggets and they weren't getting rest, they asked Jamal that after the game, and Jamal said, what did you guys do leading up to this game? Jamal said, what do you mean? We came in here early to work on plays. Then we went back, took a little nap, came back and played. All right, this is things that David Adelman, this thing with the NBA, but with the Nuggets, they're doing all the time. I guarantee you, they worked on that play multiple times before the game last night. Sure. And then, boom, the P-Watt special.
Pretty cool, man.
It is really cool.
Really fun night. By the way, on P-Watt, I was speaking with someone within the organization last night. And we were talking about the whole dynamic with Payton Watson.
Yeah.
And the decision to extend Christian, and maybe if you knew what you knew now, would you still make that decision? And these guys are having all those same conversations, right? And I remember coming in here 2 years ago and telling Stokely and Dover at the time, I said, I think Payton Watson's going to be a $100 million player.
And people laughed at you.
And I get it, because it was after a night where they played Phoenix where I don't even know if Payton Watson scored. He might have had 2 or 4 points, but I saw what he did defensively to Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal at the time. And I'm like, holy moly, this is the modern NBA player right here. And I talked to someone last night. I said, what do you think that P. Watt will fetch in free agency if he gets there? And he said the floor is $125 million.
Oh, so confidently too, huh?
The floor is $125. Crazy. Crazy.
Oh, Mom, Dad, why did you not make me taller? Come on.
Dude, 21 points in 23 minutes on 70% shooting and 2 of 3 from 3, and he gets to the free throw line. Like, and Adelman was talking about this after the game. He's like, we've been a team that gets in the paint, and I'm hearing my college coach saying, the value of getting 2 feet in the paint with the basketball, that's the teeth of the defense. Everyone's reacting to you, and then you can spray it out, finish, whatever. And he said, we've gotten into the paint by cutting and playing off Jamal and Jokic. He said the dynamic with Payton Watson, who can cut but also get to the paint by himself,
create his own shots
as a shot creator. He said we haven't had that really in years. And he's the only one, maybe with an addition to Aaron Gordon, but Aaron Gordon's he's not playing from the outside going in normally. Payton Watson is. And so you cannot understate the value of Payton Watson to a championship this season. And I'm currently going back and forth in my head about who the third most important Denver Nugget is, Aaron Gordon or Payton Watson, and I'm debating it, and I just can't even believe that it is a debate I'd probably still settle on AG.
Okay, I was going to say AG still.
But the fact that I go back and forth with it, dude.
The fact that you have to go back and forth on it tells you everything you need to know going into the postseason. Payton Watson needs to be with the starting 5. It needs to be Jamal, Jokic, AG, Payton Watson, and then, of course, Cam Johnson because he's starting to heat up. I like that combination. No disrespect for Christian Brown. He can still make up for it, and he'll be able to get his points. But you got to go with someone like Payton Watson. You cannot let that man just sit there. All right, when he could be helping you create these shots and helping you stretch this floor out for Jokic.
Well, really, really fun game last night. Historical. They've been playing NBA basketball for 80 years. We have never seen someone go for 50 points and then have his teammate go for a 20-15 game. Similarly, back to the NBA Finals, we never, ever saw in the history of the game 2 players go for triple-doubles in the same game, and you're doing it in the NBA Finals. 30-point triple-doubles, no less. So, some history last night for sure. Okay, shifting gears here. If you want to react to that conversation, we can get to the RamosLaw.com text line. Also, just because the Broncos brought back J.K. Dobbins doesn't mean Denver is done addressing the position. And after today, we have some evidence to actually point to as to why that's true. That's next.
As bad as the Broncos' run game was last season when J.K. Dobbins got hurt, and without upgrades to this point, could things actually be worse in the backfield next season?
Can we count on Dobbins to stay healthy? He hasn't been healthy. So he might play less games this year than he played last year. He actually played, I think it was 10 games last year?
10, yeah.
He played 10 games. He might not even make it to 10 games. So if he doesn't make it
that's
past
over his
10
average,
games, right, then no, it's probably gonna be worse.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99 now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hey guys, your boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
When you want a new car, you want it now. That's why AutoNation moves at the speed of savings. Right now, put your tax refund to work at AutoNation. Even drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. No speed bumps, no detours, just great prices on new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save on thousands of vehicles with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Act fast, save now at your nearest AutoNation store. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 3/31/26.
You live in Colorado, you love those mountain views. Well, you want to maximize your window space, your glass space, and you could do that with custom windows. WindowNation.com. WindowNation.com, they're there for you with over 1,500 styles and colors to choose from. And in March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles right now at WindowNation.com. You can go out there, get your windows done, and enjoy that beautiful Colorado scenery. It's WindowNation.com. Visit WindowNation.com for your free consultation today.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Score big to save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks.
Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan on March 27th at the Basketball Social House for a live broadcast from 2 to 6 p.m. with The Drive. The first of its kind sports bar and basketball suites experience is calling. Eat, drink, and catch every game on massive screens and shoot some hoops.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Bottom half of hour number 4. This beat still goes so hard. Decades later.
Driving down the street.
Come on.
You're 6'4". Jack.
Just like the strings. It's just so cool. So cool. Okay. Real quick. Before we get to this Broncos stuff. Dude. Our conversation on this show yesterday about
the first one the thing we opened up with.
Yes, and this was Jake Shapiro. You know, as we were coming into work,
he likes to start stuff. He just comes walking and smirking. Like, what are you laughing at, Jake?
Well, it was some debate that was raging in our common area when I walked in, and it was, hey, if the Denver Bronco football players played 162 games against the Colorado Rockies, would they win a single game? And oh my gosh, it was just a funny random conversation. It wasn't a part of our plan for the day, but because it was raging here behind the scenes, it just sort of spilled over onto the air. And I was like, screw it, I'll put a poll out. And my goodness, the traction that conversation caught, both like negatively and positively, like Drew Goodman, the voice of the Rockies, was like commenting on it. People who cover the Rockies, who have Hall of Fame votes, were commenting on it. It was just hysterical. People from all around the market, right?
Yeah, and it was just a question, right? Like, it's not nothing too serious.
No, it was no. But people are going to be people, especially people online. Sometimes can just be the worst. And some of them were just assuming that I was saying that the Rockies would get beat by the Denver Broncos in a game.
When they need to tune into the drive.
Holy smokes.
2 to 6.
Dude, I was vehemently arguing like anyone who thinks this is crazy. So I put out the poll. Dude, it got 150,000 views, this single tweet. It's crazy. I don't have that kind of account. And there was over 4,700 votes on it. And I said, I can't believe I'm even going to ask this, but we're having a split debate behind the scenes at the station. If the Denver Broncos played the Colorado Rockies 162 times, would the football players win a single game?
Just one.
And over 4,700 votes, 66% said absolutely not. 34% said yes, they'd win one game. I thought this was going to be like 90-10. I'm just pressing send.
Or like
just
15% or something like that for the guys that truly think, or people that truly think the Broncos can win at least one game against the Rockies in 162 games played. Come on.
And some people just like wanted to be mad online. Like, I can't believe you would. This is clickbait. I'm like, what? Do you guys know how clickbait works? There's nothing to click here. There's no article. There's no ad revenue. It's a poll on social media.
It's just Zach by fear mongering. Like, dude, we're not even
my God.
hearing anything right now.
Dude, we're having fun. We're talking sports, but people are nuts. Anyway, yeah, so 66% of people said absolutely not. We eventually got to the point where I think Cherry Creek High School would beat them.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's where I was like, man, that's where we got crossed. You done crossed the line, Z.
I'm being literal. I think Cherry Creek High School would absolutely.
No.
I'm not going to do the thing again.
High school?
Yes.
Those kids have peach fuzz under their arms.
Brother, I'm not even going to do it again. I'm not going to do it again. We did it yesterday. I'm not going to do it again.
Rage bait.
God almighty. Clickbait. Dude, there's nothing to click here, boys. Okay. Just because the Broncos brought back J.K. Dobbins doesn't mean Denver's done addressing the position. So we found out today from Luca Evans of the Denver Post that the Broncos checked in on 25-year-old running back Chris Rodriguez in free agency, that was after they re-signed Dobbins. They were still trying to add to the room. He ends up signing in Jacksonville for 2 years, $10 million. I think the thought was for him, he wants touches. He wants a chance to make an impact and not just be a part of this room, which I think is unfortunate. I thought Chris Rodriguez Jr. would have been a fantastic addition to this group. So that's a little bit unfortunate it didn't work out. But I bring it up because if you were trying to go down that road and add a veteran back, could that still be the case maybe after the draft if they don't take one?
I believe that they're going to do that even if they take a running back. Because although you have Jaleel McLaughlin coming back and Tyler Bidet, they don't have fully guaranteed money tied to them. So you can release them or you can put them on a practice squad and they'll be just fine. So if you want to go in there and draft a young running back in the mid-rounds, do that. But I still think you go for a veteran that's on the quote-unquote streets. And the guy that I have in mind, and I talked about this, and you weren't here at the time, it was Will, I said Nick Chubb. And you like Nick Chubb. You brought up Nick Chubb last year during free agency of the running back should hit on him. So for Nick Chubb to come in here, he would take a discount because he just wants to be on a team and he's getting older. All right, a guy that still can do something, has something left in the tank, runs great in between the tackles, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a running back that can run in between the tackles because that's not R.J. Harvey for you right now. And he can keep J.K. healthy. That's the ultimate goal, keeping J.K. healthy. So I want another veteran running back to be in that room. And for myself, I was a part of something like that with the Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines were going to be there. They had another young running back, but they needed a security blanket, somebody that has done it before, somebody that can run in between the tackles and has had 1,000-yard years a year. Nick Chubb has had 1,000-yard years.
Oh, yeah.
He has had years where he is averaging 5 yards a carry. I want to say he's close to averaging 5 yards a carry in his career because of how he is.
But I wouldn't look at the career numbers for him because they were so inflated
That's
early.
true.
But your point is well taken. Even just look at last year post-injury, still averaged over 4 yards a carry.
And you need somebody like that, somebody that can take the load off of J.K. And if J.K. gets hurt a couple games, you have someone like Chubb that can come in and still do his part, keep the train going. And it would be he's a great fit, a great guy. I know him personally, very quiet. All he wants to do is win. He'll help the young guys around him. Why not add another vet to the room? You added J.K. Dobbins last year, June 10th. Nobody thought about J.K. Dobbins. You can add Nick Chubb to the mix June 10th if you want, right after OTAs. It doesn't matter. He'll probably still be there unless he signs with the team tomorrow. And add another guy because you can never have enough running backs, especially what happened last year where J.K. goes down and we're sitting here saying, damn, if we had J.K., we get to a Super Bowl.
Right. All right. Good conversation. We'll see what happens. We'll see how this actually unfolds after we learn today that the Broncos were still active at the running back position after the Dobbins signing. Hey, real quick, just to get this thought out of my head, we were doing the conversation earlier today that I think the Broncos should be open to drafting a mid to late round quarterback and just stay in the quarterback business, even though you have one. And I was using all the quarterbacks that were drafted in the Tom Brady era, even the most accomplished quarterback in NFL history. They drafted 10 quarterbacks when they had Tom Brady. How did they get Tom Brady in the first place?
They drafted him, and he was a sixth round?
Yeah. They had the number 1 pick in the draft, Drew Bledsoe, who had already brought the Patriots to a Super Bowl. They still took a flyer on Brady, and he ends up being the franchise all-time GOAT, if you want to say that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Drew Aller, here you come, right? 5th round.
All right. We could see history take place in tonight's Avs game as they try to cap off a perfect road trip. We'll tell you what you need to know next.
Baseball is back, and Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan is leading off the season in style. Join us Friday, April 3rd for our home opener party at Thirsty Lion Restaurant at Union Station. Dover and Cecil will get the party started live from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then the Tribe will come out of the bullpen to close things out from 2 to 6.
How about that?
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
Thinking about a custom build, planning a remodel, or adding an ADU for extra space or rental income? Able Builders specializes in custom homes, full remodels, additions, and accessory dwelling units, all built with expert craftsmanship and clear communication from start to finish. No shortcuts, no surprises, just quality work done right. When it's time to invest in your home and build something that truly fits your life,
bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, finished basements, windows, and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Dunright. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Do you want the lowest rate for life? Get our 4.75 5-year fixed. APR is 5.89.
Did you say 4.75% fixed for 5 years?
Yes.
Yeah, I want that, but what if rates fall?
Our lowest rate for life program takes over. If rates fall even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee and no limits to the number of times used. Only at U.S. Mortgages. Call 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better. Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All eyes on me. All eyes on me.
Hey, tomorrow's show, we are going to be live from the Basketball Social House.
One of the coolest places. If you have never been to the Basketball Social House, my goodness, it is hilariously fun. Even if you're not playing basketball or even touching a ball. But there's stuff for the kids. I mean, the food and drink is excellent. We're going to be broadcasting live from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. So come hang out with us, say hello. We haven't been on the road in months, all right? And I don't know the next time that we're going to be on the road. So if you have never seen us, come say hello. If you have, come say hello again. We'd love to see that familiar face. And you can shoot some baskets if you want. They have like a wall of hoops. Imagine an entire wall. And there's just little miniature hoops everywhere. And it's like you could make it through 5 different hoops on your way down. And there's just so many cool things there. And it's just a great spot to hang out. And so we would love to. And then you got the college basketball tournament that's going to be on all the TVs. Come on.
Great food. I mean, just come down and mingle with everybody and come talk to Z and I.
All right, final segment here. We have the scrappy one, Scrapster, Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys?
Scrappy. What is, you got something top of mind?
Yeah, 2 things. First of all, I had a birthday party at the Basketball Social House a couple years ago. It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Place. Brought in a bunch of buddies, bunch of friends. Great time. 2, I heard you guys sort of going back and forth a little bit. What was more impressive last night? Phil, I'm with you. I think it was Nikola Jokic. 50 burgers are great. They're awesome. They're amazing. But 20-20-20 games, which I know he fell 1 assist short, are so beyond rare that even Jamal Murray's 53, to me, was the second headline from that basketball game.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And like one of his NBA history, like that, those 2 stat lines have never existed in the same ecosystem. And then 2, it was a franchise record assists with 1 turnover. Like, that is insane. You think of, like, assist-to-turnover ratio, like, some of the best are, like, 4 to 1. Like, you know who was great at this in college was Monte Morris at Iowa State.
Yep.
It's like 5 to 1 assist to 19 to 1. That is just psychotic. The other tenant of Ball Arena, on the ice tonight against Winnipeg, there's some history on the line. Cale Makar sitting on 499 career points. If he can register a goal or an assist, our guy Cale, all hail Cale, he'd be the 4th fastest defenseman in NHL history to get to 500 points.
And what did you tell him to do to get that?
I said, just pass it to Netchus and you'll be fine.
That's it. Come on, Will.
You like that, Will?
Right?
You like that, Will?
Right, Will?
Yeah, Marty's found the back of the net on some great passes recently.
He is, you said on some great passes?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He's getting set up really nicely.
Oh, my God. There's no way. You're not doing – you're taking credit away from Marty.
Well, what's Miko doing, man? I just want to know, what is Miko doing?
I told you guys, I don't want to talk about Miko till the Avs play the Stars in the playoffs. I'm done, man. It's like an ex. Like, at some point, you just stop talking about your ex. And I understand that ex is going to show up and be a pain in our rear end, but I'll talk about it in round 2. How's that sound?
All right, well, Netchus is
I like it.
Leading the NHL in goals since the All-Star break.
That power play's cooking. There's no doubt about it. They have schemed it up very nicely. Man. They have.
Yeah, again, it was historically bad. You had to do something, and Netchus is innate spot, quote unquote, and it's paying off in a huge way. They've basically had a top 5 power play in the month of March.
Penalty kill, turning it around as well, and then you get LOC back to strengthen that penalty kill. I mean, life is good for that.
Yeah, you got Arturi Lehkonen playing tonight against Winnipeg. I mean, tonight is basically your playoff lineup outside of Nicholas Waugh. He's not going to go. But, I mean, you look at the lines. It's absurd. Their 4th line could be some teams' I don't want to say second line, but like 2.5 line.
Yeah.
I mean, they're that good. Parker Kelly's got 16 goals, and he's on the 4th line.
That's insane.
Does he get to 20 goals this year?
Ooh, that'd be a lot to ask over the next 10
like
games
some
or
Parker
so.
Kelly.
But no, he's Very underrated. Great player.
Well, the Avs have an opportunity to wrap up a perfect road trip. They have the NHL's best road record. They have the NHL's best in so many things. In points, wins, regulation wins, goals per game, goals against per game, goal differential, shots per game, 5-on-5 scoring, even strength scoring, highest scoring blue line. I mean, if there's a stat.
Best looking team, like gorgeous looking team in the NHL.
If two people were hanging off a cliff and you could only save one, Will, it's Marty Netchus and Cam Johnson. Who do you save?
Oh! I thought you were here with Miko, but
you got to save one of them. You got to save one of them.
I would say Marty Netchus. It's unfortunately not that tough of a question. He's a much bigger piece of the Avalanche in my eyes than Cam Johnson is in the Nuggets right now.
All right, just hassling you. We're going to step aside, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll be back at 2 o'clock live from the Basketball Social House tomorrow. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Yes, it's been bad for baseball fans in the Mile High City, but there really is reason to be optimistic for the future of the Colorado Rockies.
They're not winning the NL West, guys. They're not going to the playoffs in 2026. But can these 6 guys, the Goodmans, the Veens, the Condons, the Doyles, the Tovars, can Ethan show up at some point and show us it might be miles away, but there's some light at the end of the tunnel. And I think they can do that.
I think that's all we're looking for, and I think that's fair this year for the Rockies. To give them the benefit of the doubt with new leadership of, like, how are things going to look different?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, gentlemen, let's be honest with ourselves. Most of us are great at ignoring signs. We feel tired, we're dragging through the day, we're not sleeping as well, the workouts aren't as productive as they used to be, and we just chalk it up to we're getting older. No big deal. But for a lot of guys out there, those are classic symptoms of low testosterone. And I'm here to tell you that my friends at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are experts in treating low T and other men's sexual health conditions. They treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado. And this year specifically, they're helping guys go further with their 4 targeted body composition plans, featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and even more, all designed to boost your energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate that fat loss. You heard me, that fat loss can go bye-bye. And finding out is so simple. All you need to do is go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com, take their 2-minute low T quiz, then schedule your consult. They are going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. The appointment is $99, which will include a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if you start treatments on the day of your appointment, the visit is absolutely free. There's 5 locations out there to serve you as well, so there are no excuses, gentlemen. Go get these treatments done for yourself. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So don't ignore these signs any longer, fellas. Call 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
At Thirsty Lion Scratch Kitchen, craft cocktails and beer, every dish is made fresh daily. From chef-driven, globally inspired flavors to the classics you crave. Behind the bar, handcrafted cocktails meet a curated lineup of local and regional beers. It's a place to gather, unwind, and connect, where the energy is lively and the experience is always elevated. Thirsty Lion. Come as strangers, leave as friends. Visit them at the corner of 16th and Wynkoop or at ThirstyLionRestaurant.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Hey guys, your boy Snake here. Just because it's winter doesn't mean I'm sitting around waiting for the spring. I'm planting the yard, moving dirt, getting things ready for what's next. My friends at Beaux Arts Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet, they're doing their cleaning right now too. It's the Not So Winter event. Between everyday driving, busy schedules, and everything life throws at you, your vehicle works hard. And if you've been thinking about upgrading, now's the time to clean up your driveway and drive something new. Only at Beaux Arts Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet. The Not So Winter event going on right now.
It's the College Hoops Showdown, wall-to-wall basketball, and zero time to mess with your lawn. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade yard work for game time. No mowing, no watering, no mud on game day. Just a green championship